What? Well, I guess it's time, isn't it? There it is, 7 o'clock. It's time. Let's start the show. Hello. Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob. And, yeah. How's it going? How are you guys? It's good to see all of you here. It's good to have a liquid poll back. The polls are working again. I'm very excited. And hey, there's, actually, I got a couple things to show, even though, I mean, unless you're into vaping, you probably won't care. But hey, my voice sounds weird. Is that better? I don't know. I don't know if it's better or not. But welcome. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. Of course, Staff Aux. in first, and Tony Hawk 3 and 4 coming out. Would it shock you to know, for you to know that I've never played a Tony Hawk? Never. Just never did. That was probably around that time when, I was busy, I don't know, thinking like, oh, games are for kids and such. I don't know. Because I didn't get back into gaming until later, like later on. But there was a place there. I would say like in the middle of high school, all the way to like, I don't know, probably when I started working at Blockbuster again, when I didn't play any games. And then even after Blockbuster, I didn't play games for a while. And then I got really into it. And then I got way out of it. It just comes and goes. It comes and goes. But Tony Hawk is one that I just never played. I never played it. But anyway. Movie Mike says glazed blueberry donut sounds amazing. It does, but it's also scary. And I'll get into that. In a minute. But yeah, Bluebies, man. I love blueberry cake donuts so much. I'm not a big donut guy. It's a big donut guy. No? Okay. I'm not a big donut guy though. I never, I mean, they're fine. They're good, but I don't know. It's like whenever we go to like a donut shop or whatever, I'd always get the little sausage rolls, I like those. I like the savory stuff in the morning for some reason. The sugary stuff is just not for me. But blueberry cake donuts are amazing. I love them. And even like Quick Trip has the little donut, the blueberry cake donut holes. Dude. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Bluebies. Yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, Movie Mike, yes, Cosma, Cryptic Mayhem, good to see all of you guys. Bluebies on boobies. I mean, you want to go that route. I mean, you never know. And it's good to see you at the beginning of the stream, Cryptic. It's good to see. And it's kind of weird because you were over on Twitch. You were watching on Twitch. You were, look, I didn't have a whole lot of subs on Twitch, but you were one of my few subs on Twitch, which I still very much appreciate that. But then, I see you over here, and then I see you on Game Dave stream. I see you over in, the Game Chaser stream. It's just cool. It's cool to see you everywhere, It's neat. Life got busy with having to shuttle 2 kids to and from work. You put your kids to work? I mean, hey, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but hey. But yeah, my only founder status. I mean, look, it's just one of those things. I just thought it was cool. I remember that. I remember back then, back in the day, the old Twitch days, when I was actually streaming games every now and then, badly, I might add. I'm not very good at the video games, That's part of the reason why I'm not a big, hey, let's play online. And I'm like, but why? I'm just going to drag you down and you'll have to teach me things. And I remember there was one stream where it was me and Newman. Newman was from the old podcast back in the day. But Newman got on with me, and we played some PUBG, and he basically had to carry me through everything. And I'm sure I died quickly. I don't remember. I don't really remember it. I have it recorded somewhere, but yeah, not good. And even playing Uncharted was bad. Anyway, Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter is one of those things where I thought, man, I really need to try that. And I tried the demo of one of them and was like, this is just not for me. It's not my kind of game. But hey, I'm happy that you like it. And apparently a lot of people like that game. Hey, happy for you. Happy for you. For you. Stop Aux. But hey, you need to pay attention, actually. Stop Aux. Because I'm about to show off some vape stuff that you might be like, ooh, that's cool. It's pretty cool stuff. Anyway. Finishing off the tea, I had the wind has been insane here today, like under like a wind advisory all day, and it's just been like I thought we were gonna lose power. It was that bad. But anyway, the news, a little bit of news. Something. I mean, look, couple that it just sucks. This just sucks. Okay, but man, we lost Gene Hackman last week. Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa found dead in their Santa Fe home, and a dog. And look, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know if there's any new news on, what happened. To me, it felt like, just hearing about it, it felt like, he passed away, and then she might have taken some pills to join him, and maybe the dog got some of it, and there were two other dogs too, I think. So very, very strange. Very strange. But look, let's celebrate Gene Hackman's career. All right. Because the dude, I've been on a Gene Hackman kick lately. And this was even before, I knew he was getting up there. I had no idea he was 95. But I mean, like, I recently watched The French Connection. I recently purchased The Conversation, 1974, right? Francis Ford Coppola. In fact, I think it's the same year. I'm pretty sure it's 74. The same year that Godfather Part 2 came out, The Conversation came out. But then, Unforgiven and, Superman as Lex Luthor. For me, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people that say, oh yeah, it's The French Connection, or, oh yeah, Unforgiven, it's favorite movie. For me, it's Crimson Tide. I love Crimson Tide so much, and he is so intense in that movie. Of course, he had Enemy of the State. He had Quick and the Dead. He's in Wyatt Earp, which is on my watch list because I recently bought the Blu-ray. It's just been, look, man, Gene Hackman was the man. The man. I just love him. And I've got over on Hoopla, there are 3 movies of his that I never saw that I put in my watch list. And with Hoopla, it's kind of weird. It's linked in with with your library and all that stuff, and you have to check them out. And the problem is, at least I don't know if this is the same for every library, but for mine, you have to, there's like a limit of how many titles across everybody at that library that can check out per day. And usually if you think, oh, it's like 1 p.m. and you're like, oh, let's put that in my queue, the limit of the day will have already passed. So I have to remember to do it right after midnight so I can check out I've been reading a lot of books from Hoopla, but there's a lot of movies for rent on Hoopla too, which is really cool. So it's Twilight with Paul Newman and Susan Sarandon, I believe. Never saw that. Warren Beatty's Reds is on that list. I want to see that. I haven't seen it. Never saw it. I mean, I don't know. Could be good. Could be, I don't know. Never seen it. And then finally, Mississippi Burning, which I think, did he win for that? Or no, he lost. He lost to Dustin Hoffman for that. But that's got Willem Dafoe in it. And look, I never got around to seeing it. But look, Gene Hackman, there's nobody like him. He was just awesome. So yeah, it was a bummer to hear about that. So yeah, poor Gene Hackman. But look, what an amazing career, amazing movies. So if you haven't seen some Gene Hackman movies, go check them out. They're great. They're great. And then of course we also lost Michelle Trachtenberg. I gotta say, the only thing that I'd ever seen from Michelle Trachtenberg was Eurotrip when it first came out. Not my kind of movie. It was around that time when I was that age, but I wasn't a party guy, so it was kind of like, I don't know, Eurotrip just didn't connect for me. But look, for those of you who are fans of Michelle Trachtenberg, it's sad. 39 years old, and knowing that she, liver failure and all that stuff, and that she was there's a lot of, or a liver transplant, right? But look, both will be missed. And yeah, I mean, we can talk about the, her, what do you call that? She wasn't included in the Academy Awards in memoriam, and neither was Bernard Hill, neither was Tony Todd. Um, I mean, that's one of those things where I don't know. Shannon Doherty was also not included, but yeah, man. Both of them leave an incredible amount of work, and if you're a fan, yeah, that's how you can let them live on is through their work. And Gene Hackman, man, I mean, just God, what an actor, what an actor. Rufus, welcome. Ninjinzu, good to see you. And Derek, good to see you. Did watching the Oscars make one dumber this year, or was it good? Oh, Derek, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Just give us a minute to catch up and all that kind of stuff. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Crazy thinking he was older than Eastwood. I mean, he's right around that same age, and I mean, there's going to be a lot of them. I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way life is. There are some amazing actors, some amazing filmmakers, musicians. They're all up there. I mean, I couldn't believe that like during the Oscars, Mick Jagger came out and he's 81. I'm like, "What? What? He does not look 81." And looked, I mean, had a lot of energy and all that stuff. I'm like, "Wow." But yeah, Mick Jagger, I mean, there's going to be a lot of John Williams is up there. And in fact, there's been word that John Williams has not been well, so it's going to be rough. Harrison Ford's in his 80s. Of course, Morgan Freeman's up there, which was I gotta say it was very nice for Morgan Freeman to come out and speak a little bit about Gene Hackman. Just I don't know, man. It's rough. It's rough. Crimson Tide was one of the few movies that I saw twice in the theater because I loved it so much. I mean, I only own it on DVD, but it's one of those. In fact, it's in white right there. That's Crimson Tide. Amazing movie. But I don't have it on Blu-ray because I was thinking, because I kind of got out of collecting Blu-rays for a while because I was all, I was going to go digital. So I'm hoping for a 4K of that because it's a Tony Scott movie who I love. I love Tony Scott. Crimson Tide, just an amazing movie. Denzel's great. It's got Viggo Mortensen. It's got James Gandolfini. Music by Hans Zimmer. It's a fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. And yeah, Harriet the Spy. See, I mean that was after my time. I was no longer a kid when that movie came out. So that it doesn't say Pete and Harriet the Spy is sacrilegious. Pete and Pete. Oh. We were 7 when she got on Pete and Pete. Sad news. Yeah, see, it's just Dick Van Dyke. Man, he's up there too. Look, there's just it's just the way of things, right? It's just the way things are gonna go. But man, it sucks. I mean, Warren Beatty's up there. I mean, he's another great actor. I mean, you may not like some of his movies, but I have always been a pretty big fan of Warren Beatty. I mean, his Dick Tracy is fun. It's a good movie. It's definitely got a 90s feel to it, but I still love that movie. In fact, that's a 4K I need to get if it's out there. You turned 40 in 11 days. I didn't think I would live to 30. I mean, I think a lot of us are like that, right? You kind of burn the candle at both ends thinking, nah, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. And then you have to limp through old age. Hoffman is 87. Wow. You see that story about Warner Brothers DVDs failing at unusually high rates? 7th level, yes. In fact, we covered that when it originally, because there's a YouTuber by the name of He's a physical media guy. Why can't I come up with a name? I can't remember the name, but let's see. Do you guys remember the guy's name? Hold on a second. DVD. Where is it at? DVD Rot. So this was March 6th of last year. Is when we first talked about it on stream. Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader. That's the name of the YouTube channel. He was the first one, and I don't know, it may have been somebody here that brought it up. But it was basically, yeah, he brought it up and he has a complete list on the Discord. I actually put the list on there of all the titles, but they're all DVDs, Warner Brothers DVDs from like, was it 2006 to 2010, I think, or something like that. And a lot of them are those multi-packs, so like Lethal Weapon, all 4 movies in one, Amaray or whatever. But yeah, it was Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader was the YouTube channel that I first saw that, and he kind of was going through a lot of them and showing that. But yeah, 7th. I mean, that's it's a thing. I mean, but at the same time, if they're still available, Warner Brothers will replace them. The problem is a lot of them are out of print. And I only had 2 sets where it was a problem. I have my Superman, in fact, yeah, it's still sitting there. The Superman collection in the 10 collection. Yeah, a lot of those were bad, but my thing was, this was, God, probably 15 years ago. Now, between 10 and 15 years ago, I'd lost my job. And in that time period, I said, I'm just going to rip all my Blu-rays and all my DVDs so I can have them digitally and all that stuff. So all of those have been ripped. Everything that I had, if I had it, I ripped it. So it's all sitting on my hard drive. So I'm not as worried about it, but yeah, it's a strange situation, because it's like, man, a lot of those classic, there a lot of classic movies on that list, but it's a thing. But yes, it's just kind of funny that it's been a year since he did those videos, and now it's coming around again. I don't really, it almost feels like they're like somebody's trying to keep it in the news that, oh, physical media is a bad thing or something, with continually bringing up, oh, Sony's getting out of the DVD-R business. Yeah, they said that last year, and there's still many companies. I mean, I say many. There's still Verbatim, I think, still makes DVD-Rs. So it's not like DVD-Rs are just going to be completely not available. So it's just a weird thing. They keep bringing it up like, oh, physical media's dying. Physical media's dying. I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird thing. Anyway. Yeah, Dick Tracy is amazing. It's what was it, 1990, right? I just remember there was Batman 89, and then the next year was, the next big summer movie was Dick Tracy. And that's a weird movie because it almost doesn't work. But then there are some really cool things about that movie, but it's also kind of cheesy in that 1930s kind of way, but I still like it. So I don't know. It's a good movie though. I like it. If nothing else, it's interesting to see all the different actors that are playing parts in it. James Caan, Al Pacino, Dustin Hoffman, William Forsythe plays Flat Top. He's great in it. It's good. It's good. If I knew I was going to live so long, I would have taken better care of myself. I mean, that's true too. I mean, I think the trick is, to try to, I mean, I think it's because when you're young, you can't see what it would be like. You don't know what it would be like. So it's just completely a foreign idea that, oh, I'm going to be in my 30s and my 40s and my 50s. You know, I mean, I turned 26 days and I turned 49. I never thought I'd last this long, but of course, I almost died when I was 37. So there's that. But anyway, it's weird. Honestly, bro, it's been 35 years. No excuse. I mean, the thing is, there are holes in everyone's watch list, everyone's reading list. I mean, look at your gaming backlog and tell me that there aren't holes in your knowledge of video games. I mean, there's just no one can experience it all. It's just impossible. I bring out the old in people. What can I say? Thanks, Seventh. Thank you for making me forget Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader. And that's what I was like. I know it's a Star Wars thing. What is it? What is it? But yeah, I don't know if you've ever watched Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader, but he went off on the James Cameron 4Ks from last year. He's one of those that look, to have passion about the movies that you love, I love that, right? That's what you want. But he's picky to almost the point of, do you actually enjoy what you watch, or do you watch it frame by frame? But then again, everybody enjoys things differently, right? But I don't nitpick those kinds of things. True Lie, of the three, right? There was True Lies, Aliens, and The Abyss. Of those three, True Lies was the only one that stuck out to be, okay, that's not looking good. Like they screwed that one up. But Aliens and The Abyss were awesome. In my opinion now. I mean, you know, Billy said that you can tell with Aliens, since it was a 2K scan that they upscaled to 4K, there are things in the image that he can tell, yeah, you can see the AI screwiness in a couple of scenes. And I'm like, I watched the whole thing and loved it. And it was like watching it like a brand new movie. It's really cool for a movie that I love and I've seen a million times. But I'm also lucky because I have the Alien set, whatever it's called. What's it called? Anthology. Because there was a quadrilogy on DVD. I had that too. So basically, if I want to watch the original, you know, kind of dirty, grungy look of Aliens, I can do it. No problem. But yeah. You guessed 35 years and you were spot on. Rufus, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, for somebody who's, you know, not quite the movie dork, look, there's probably very few people, you know. I'm probably the top 2-3% in the world that's a movie nerd about certain things. Like I know weird like release years. I know, you know, who wrote the music. I'm not so far that I know production designers and stuff like that, but I know a lot of weird stuff about a lot of trivia about movies. It's stupid, actually. But anyway. And Carbonite, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. How was your birthday, Carbonite? Yeah, you said it wasn't bad. Good. And look, hey. Happy birthday, man. Happy belated birthday. And happy early birthday to Rufus. Superman 10, is that when Return is in the box set? I have that and the discs are still good. Played them 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. Let's look. Yes. That set. So Superman the movie, 2000 expanded, Superman 2, Richard Donner cut, Superman 3, Superman 4, Superman Returns. But the thing is it's like, I don't worry about this too much because number one, and mine's dented. Oh, it's down. Or is it on the... Maybe it's on the top? Anyway, I'm not too worried about this. I mean, look, I get it. Anything that you buy, you want it to last, forever, or at least for your life. Yeah. I'm not too worried about it because I have the first two movies digitally, and I have all of them backed up, and I kind of want to get that Superman, the 4K collection. Even though, look, I'll probably never watch Superman 3 and Superman 4 ever again. Never. In fact, I don't even know if I've watched Superman 4. I've heard it's terrible. John Cryer and nah. But it's Gene Hackman though. It's kind of like, Anyway, you will own nothing and like it. I mean, that's the thing. It's the same thing that we talked about with Amazon, with their stuff with the what do you call it? The books thing. In a way, having a DVD is kind of like having a license for the movie, because you're limited to how many times or how long that disc will actually last. So it's kind of, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just don't worry about those kinds of things, you know? I don't know. I just don't worry about it. But before we get too far in, though, please vote. There's 15 votes already. Good to see that. But look, we've got brand new liquids. The poll is back. I'm super excited. Okay. So first off, this is all from the same company. This is from Steve's Collective. Stephen Wolf. So that's when it was made on February 20th. Creamy custard. Stephen Wolf. And then let's see. Lateral Sunset, which is the dragon fruit berry cream. And then Spellbound, the glazed blueberry donut. So he names them all a different thing. And I will tell you this. I will tell you what I can. If you vape and you're looking for inexpensive liquid, this is a good place to go. And I have to say, I was very impressed with the customer service, the speed at which I got them. Now, I mean, USPS screwing up and not delivering it for an extra 2 days, that was kind of a bummer. But the same thing happened with a different order that I got, from a different company. So it's USPS has just been funky. But very impressed with the level of service. And like I said, very inexpensive. So what I'll do is after the show tonight, I'm going to post the entire flavor list over on the Discord in the Vape Nation channel. And you'll see that it's crazy. It's crazy how many flavors this guy has, and the pricing is fantastic. It's just fantastic. So yeah, keep on voting. If you haven't voted, you need to vote, because yeah. But hey, why don't we show off, before we get all the way caught up, let's show off a couple of the things that I got this week. Huh? Vape stuff. I got the Odd Job version 2, and I have to be careful. I'm just going to call it S mods, because there's a word that S stands for that might not be good to mention on stream, but this is what it is. You guys remember the billet box? This is the Odd Job, and it is a very strange guy. See how it's like offset? It's very cool and super easy to build. And what's cool about it is that it comes in this tank. Usually the tanks you have to buy separate, but it comes, front fill or side fill, which is great, because when I put it in the Pixel, which is also by Vapors Cloud, and you screw it down, I don't have to take it out to fill it, because there's a side fill right here. But yeah, it's great. Flavor's great. Single coil in there, little tiny guy. And relatively inexpensive. So keep that in mind. Next, we have, and I have to be very careful so I don't show any of the barcodes or anything. I got the Blaze Bridge from good old Mike Vapes. And this is the same concept. It's another one of those tanks, but this was so cheap that I thought I'll get it. I'll get it and just help out. But same sort of thing, comes in a tank, side fill or front fill, and this is what, let's see. Let's see if we can get oh yeah, there you go. So there's the build thing, single coil, of course. You got side airflow and bottom airflow. The airflow comes in from the bottom here. It's pretty cool, man. I'm very pleased with. Let's see. Wait. So I can't remember which way it. Does it matter which way it goes? Guess not. Anyway, so I haven't built this yet, of course, but hey, we're gonna try it out. See how it is. But again, very inexpensive. Very inexpensive. Very, very, very happy with that. And both of them. And the thing is, look, I got to be honest with you, man. I'm a dual coil guy. That's what I usually vape on, is dual coils, right? In a rebuildable. That's what I usually vape on. And the billet box style stuff just never really worked for me because it's single coil. You don't get as much vapor. You don't get as much flavor. It's just But this is great. This Odd Job right now is great. And I'm excited to try the Blaze too, because Mike, dude, everything Mike makes is great. Like I don't think there's one thing that I've gotten from Mike Vapes that I didn't like. But there you go. And then one more thing. And this was also from S-Mods. The Nightmare RTA. And this is what it looks like. So it's a 28 millimeter tank. So, you know, I've got my tanks, right? My other tanks. This is a 28 millimeter and it fits perfectly on the Vapors Cloud Ascent. Upside down. There you go. You can kind of see that there. There you go. But the all murdered out, you know, stealthed out black, dude. Oh, what's weird is this thing, I'll just tell you this. If you're not in, if you want wide open airflow, you're not going to get it with this. This has a system kind of like the Blaze, right? Where it's got a little reducer thing that's in it. Same concept with the Nightmare. Usually when you get big fat tanks, right? Like this, usually it's for big airflow, big coils, all that kind of thing. You can fit big coils in here, but you're not going to get a lot of airflow. So great flavor, but not a whole lot of airflow. So it's very restricted. Actually, there's more airflow in this guy, which is a single coil, which is usually goes against, usually it's like single coils are, you know, very restricted. Dual coils are, you know, pretty wide open. It's almost exactly the opposite here. This is wide open, like really, I can almost breathe through it. And then this one is super restricted, but it's awesome. And in both of these, by the way, liquid wise, it's my acai. It's my acai flavor that I made in both of these. And the reason that I do that is so I can test out the stuff, right? Like, does this work? And yeah, they work. So yeah, those are my big pickups for the week. I don't have, I think I only have one thing on the way, and it's not a movie and it's not a vape thing. And I'll just tell you about it when I get it. But it's one of those things where I'm like, number one, it's a company I've never heard of. I don't know if I'm actually going to get anything, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that's the vape stuff I got this week, and liquids. I got all these liquids. I got 10 of these bottles. So As long as we have a tank to use, we're going to have liquid poles, man. Liquid poles at least every other week, I would say. And because these are 60 mils, they won't take as long to get through. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. Trust me. It's going to work out. All right. Let's get caught up then. Speaking of classics, I got The Last Dragon on 4K Steelbook and Megaforce on Blu-ray. I've seen The Last Dragon. I've never even heard of Megaforce. I don't know what that is. Cheesy comic style film noir. What is Megaforce? I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind already. Oh my God. I can't get that poll to work. That didn't sound right. Yeah, it's been weird. I've talked about it. The last couple of weeks, the polls wouldn't work anyway. Like I even if we don't have a liquid poll, I like to have a poll, something that we can talk about. And it's only given me 2 options. Today, it gave me 3, or it gave me the choice to be able to add options, which is great. We can have 3. But yeah, yeah. Saw Big Trouble in Little China for the first time. It's a good movie. Derek, isn't that movie great? That's one of those movies where the more that I watch it, the more I get out of it. I love Kurt Russell in that because he's such an idiot and he thinks he's the main character and I love it. I just love it. And he's a chicken. I love everything about that movie. Movie's great. So great and so quotable. So yeah, the trick is to become a vampire. Well, Rob, you're looking snazzy. No homo. Must be the sharp fade. You look 39. Maybe reverse aging. Must be the secret vape formula. Well, the weird thing is this lighting helps, but man, in the sun, I am gray. So if and when we do film the next movie, if I'm going to be in it, I'm definitely going to need to color my hair because it's going to be distracting. Like, why is this old guy talking about what he could have been and all that? I mean, it's just like, no, we need to take that out of the equation. Maybe a little bit of Just for Men. So this isn't so white. There's some gray in here, but yeah. But thank you. Warehouse Dave. I appreciate that. I mean, the thing is I do in general look fairly young. But if you notice, Ben Affleck was the same way, and then he hit a wall. And the last time I saw him in an interview, it was like, "Oh, you're starting to look old, man." So, look, I'm sure there's going to be a point where it's just going to be like something's going to change, and then all of a sudden I'm going to look my age. But thank you for saying that. That means a lot. I'm very passionate about old movies. I just stopped watching new stuff like 2005. Well, Rufus, there's still some great stuff, man. There's still some great stuff. Still some great stuff after 2005. Good stuff. That's why I kept the Lord of the Rings Blu-rays. Those 4Ks have some enhancements too. I never got the 4K Blu-rays, but my digital copies got up to 4K, and I'm like, I'm fine with that. I've seen those movies enough. I know you might be like, Rob, but don't you want the best? Of course I do. But I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me for that. And plus I have multiple copies of those. I think I have 3 different sets of Lord of the Rings. I think I'm good. Isn't Steppenwolf hair metal? Yes. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Stephen is a viewer of Grim Green, which apparently Steve's Collective is big on the Grim Green vape channel. Like they have a big community over there of people. I'm not really a part of it. I don't usually take part in it just because I mean, I've got my own community to worry about. Number 1, number 2, I don't know those people. I don't know them at all. I just like watching Grim Green stuff. But Glazed Bluebies. I mean, look, it looks like it's going to win. And I think when we get caught up, we should just go ahead and do that. What do you think? Send the link. Oh, Star Fox, don't you worry. Don't you worry. I didn't want to post everything about it until I got the stuff. And we may try this and you go, okay, I still don't know. I've never tried any of this stuff, but people seem to love it, so we'll see. I like that you can fill it without removing it. Very nice. Oh yeah. That's one of the coolest things about this. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the, what do you call them? The rubber plug guys, but in this case with this tiny little guy, look at how small that is. It's cool. This is a really cool little setup and I like it. And USB-C charging and all that kind of stuff. Here's my 50 watts at 0.31. It's kind of blown out. Can't really see that very well. I think you can see, yeah, same chip that's in this. And you can see that pretty well. So that's 80 watts. There's a lot. Fans on, so we're good. Top airflow. I know, man. Top airflow. And it's kind of neat, too. The top airflow, it's kind of neat. But like I said, it's restricted because that's all the air that's getting through there. And it what it does is it goes down a channel and then it goes under the coil. And that's why the flavor, part of the reason why the flavor's so good and all that stuff. It's the same concept as the way the Blaze works. I like top airflow. So, there you go. Oh, Dick Tracy is cheesy comic style film noir. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I saw a disposable with a full screen on it today. Made me sick. Yeah, look, the disposables. I'm never going to tell anybody. And look, this might be the vaping section of the show, and I apologize for anybody who doesn't care about vaping. But the disposables are great for people who are just getting off of smoking, right? But the problem is they're 50 milligram and there's no step down. And that was the great thing about when I started, I think when I started, I was at 18 milligram and then very quickly went down to 12. And then after that, it was down to 6. And now I'm down to 3. Now, of course, I'm getting a ton of vapor here, so in theory, I'm getting more. I'm probably getting 6 milligram to 8 milligram worth of nicotine, like mouth to lung versus a direct lung. You're getting more vapor, hence you're getting more nicotine, right? Yeah. So it's just one of those things. I'm never gonna say, hey, don't buy disposables. I wish the disposables came in a lower milligram because that would be nice for me. If I'm on vacation or whatever, or if I'm going to be in the car and I don't want to, hot box my car, I could just have a quick, just take a little disposable with me, but I don't buy them because they're all 50 milligram and that sucks. And it's because of the stupid US laws, which I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, but look, here's the thing. I mean, man, don't worry about it. You don't want it, don't get it. You did kind of mess up by not picking up Monster Hunter Wilds, Rob. Just saying. Yeah, but I played the previous game, the demo, and was like, this isn't for me. I don't like the gameplay loop. Just it's not my thing. And it's not really high, Derek. It's a big difference, Being high and having a little bit of nicotine, it's like having a cup of coffee in a way, Megaforce is the movie Hal Needham made in 2982 when he couldn't get the rights to G.I. Joe. I'm guessing that's 1982. Because 2982 is, the future. But yeah, I don't know anything about it. What did you think of Dune beating Aliens for visuals? Real Proto Mike, welcome. I'm fine with it. Because I think overall, the Dune movies have some of the best visual effects in any movie over the last 10, 15 years. I mean, to me, it's just the truth. Last year, I think did the creator win for visual effects last year? Because if it didn't, it should have. Because the creator was visually, it's just an amazing movie. But to me, Alien Romulus, there were definitely scenes that had, visual, cracks in the armor. You know what I mean? Like, just in case anybody hasn't seen Alien Romulus, I'm going to say it without a spoiler. If you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about. But there's an android in Alien Romulus that definitely did not look great. But that being said, they fixed it for the home release. They supposedly they went back in and made it even better for, the 4K and the I guess what's on Disney Plus and all that stuff. But I still think Dune is like seamless effects. The effects in Dune are so great. They're just so good. And I mean, look, I gotta be honest. I think Dune, those two movies are probably some of the best movies, well, since, Blade Runner 2049. I mean, I love the Dune movies. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. But, here you go. Soon the Nuck Test. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Wraith, welcome. Good to see you. That may have been less me calling out Rob and more me fishing for hunters in the crowd. Okay. I agree about Dune winning, but I wanted to hear your take, so thanks for sharing. Oh, no problem. No problem. I mean, here's the thing. You know me. I love my Alien. I mean, come on. Got my Alien Romulus popcorn bucket with my alien sticking out of it. I mean, I'm a huge, huge Alien fan. I still haven't bought the 4K. You know why? It's still really expensive. I don't know why Disney thinks, hey, let's just make everything really expensive. Screw you, man. To me, Blu-ray should be around 20 and 4Ks should be around 25. That's the way it should be. Now, if you're going with a special collector's edition or something like that, sure, it goes up. But just standard editions of your releases, they should be 20 and 25. Not 30 and 35 and 40 and whatever they're doing over there at Disney. That's ridiculous to me, which is why I still haven't bought it. Now, I recently saw that Transformers 1, the 4K on that just recently came down to $20. So I might go ahead and pick that one up because Transformers 1 was awesome. And then I think it's on special right now. I don't have it. I can't just, I guess I could pull it up and show you. But Talk to Me, which is a great horror movie that I just recently, I say recently, like in the last couple of months, saw. That's an A24 movie, right? But the 4K of that is under $10 on Amazon right now. So if you're a fan of Talk to Me and you want it on 4K, dude, that's a good price. Good price. Good price. Did you see the picture of the alien for the TV show? I did not. Let me see. Let's see if we can find something. Alien Earth. Okay, that's not real. That's from Alien Romulus. Is this it? This it right here? This thing in the top, over there in the top left, that is a fake trailer. The one above may be real, but that kind of looks like that's from Romulus too. Maybe not. Is that what you're talking about? I got too much stuff on my desk now. Here, I'm gonna have to move all this over here. There, now I can get to my thing. It's crossplay, bro. We can play together. Wraith, hey, y'all play together. Dude, and if you want, use the voice channels in the Discord, and you guys can talk to each other while you play. I mean, that's just an option. But I have no problem with you guys doing that. So use it. And I think it was Vinny. Was it Vinny that said, hey, I got some Blu-rays to sell? Dude, we're a community of like-minded folks, you know? Now, I mean, don't try, hey, try not to screw each other over. But other than that, hey, you guys want to hang out and all that kind of stuff, do it. Just do it. It's fun. We're a community, we're friends. So, yeah. Whatever movie has the most boobs should have got best visuals. Well, I think that movie won Best Picture, did it not? Where the F is Bucho? I don't know. You know how they are in New Zealand. They're all like, oh, it's so beautiful. We live on this, paradise island. I don't know. And Leon's probably sleeping. Because it's, in fact, oh my gosh, in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Daredevil, Born Again, premieres. I mean, we talked about it last week, but it premieres tonight. So I'm not going to say that I want you guys to go to watch it, but if you do, I'm not going to blame you. But hey, look, we're at 17 votes, and Glazed Blueberry Donut, I mean, there's no question. There's no question that it's going to win. So let's just end that here. And then, let's see, hold on. Let's see. And a new poll is up because we don't have one. We have 2 mods ready to go, ready to try this liquid. I've been excited about trying this liquid. I've been excited about tonight. I mean, of course, I love doing the stream. The live stream is one of my favorite things to do on this channel. But man, come on. I just got all this brand new liquid. I want to try it. So you guys pick which one of the 2 that we're going to vape after that. So Glazed Blueberry Donut, Spellbound. Which one should we put it in? Let's put it in this one. Put in this one. The silver guy. So all right. Spellbound. Break that seal. I mean, it smells good, but we won't know. Okay, so here's what I've been worried about. Okay, anytime you get a donut type thing, a lot of liquids, what happens is there's a flavoring out there. I don't know what company makes it or anything like that. There's a bunch of different flavoring companies. One of the donut flavors, when you taste it, it tastes like Play-Doh. It tastes disgusting. So I was worried that this thing would taste like freaking Play-Doh. That doesn't taste like Play-Doh. That tastes insane. Like insanely good. Like insanely quality. Just off the nut, I'm going to say I'm impressed. But we'll see. Oh, I guess I should have turned this guy on. So let that liquid kind of soak in there. All right, put a little on top. $75 watts. It's doing good. Okay. So the first taste of Stevie's Collective. Blech. And look at how clear it is. I love a good clear liquid. All right, screwed down. Here we go. First toot on Spellbound, the glazed blueberry donut that you guys chose. Here we go. Let's get that tea flavor out of my mouth. Second toot. Satisfy your sweet cravings with a glazed blueberry donut, a fluffy pastry infused with juicy blueberries, coated in a shimmering glaze that adds a touch of sweetness to every irresistible bite. Thank you all for your support. Oh, thank you for all your support. I gotta say, man, Stevie, this is the first liquid that I've tried. I'm super impressed. This doesn't taste like Play-Doh at all. It tastes. There's a. Hold on. Let me try. I got to do the nose thing, right? Where you blow a little bit out of your mouth and a little bit out your nose. Get the full. The pastry component tastes a lot like a donut, like a real donut. It doesn't taste like, it doesn't have that doughy Play-Doh kind of nastiness. The glaze feels like it reminds me of I showed this off before. The acai company, the company that made the acai flavor. What was it? SoCal Vapes, which is no longer around. But they made a liquid called strawberry pie, and it literally tasted like if you got, in a little package, like the apple pies or cherry pies, Mrs. Baird's or whoever. What's Tasty Cakes makes them, those little pies that are in little bags, right? You know what I'm talking about. It tasted like if they made a strawberry pie and you took a bite out of it. That's what it tasted like. It was amazing. This has that same kind of glaze to it. It's kind of like that hard glaze that you would find on one of those fruit pies, right? It's great. It's really good. It's great. Wow. It's really good. Okay. Now, again, I can't talk prices. But the prices on this liquid is ridiculously low. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I am, without question, going to post everything that I can about this place. It includes having to join a group on Facebook. And once you do that, then you can be in the group and all that kind of thing, right? I'm blown away. I'm blown away by how good that is. Because it reminds me of that strawberry pie, but it's blueberry. Now it makes me wonder, does he have a strawberry pie? Because I'm telling you, that strawberry pie was so freaking good. I vaped so many bottles of it. And then I vaped probably 30 bottles, 30, 40 bottles of that acai. And when I knew that they were closing and they weren't going to be making anymore, probably because, oh, the FDA is coming after us and blah, 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 right? I seriously bought every bottle that I could. I think at one point, I had 15 bottles of it, so I wouldn't be without it. And it took me forever to get through it. And the only bottle that I have left is now 6 milligram. And it tastes a little bit peppery, but the main flavor is still there. Because usually you get about 2 years before nicotine starts to oxidize, I think is what it is. And the liquid nicotine starts to taste peppery, and it doesn't taste good. It's not a good... It literally tastes like somebody put pepper in your e-liquid. It's gross. But I still have some. I got to see if he makes a strawberry pie. Because this is amazing. It's great. I'm gonna give that. That's, in fact, that is my favorite flavor that I've, like, new flavor that we've tried on this channel live. No question. It's that good. So I'm very excited because number one, it's very inexpensive. Number two, it's super good. So, all right. With 7 votes, Creamy Custard is up next. Creamy Custard is winning. The Stephen Wolf is winning. I'm very excited to try. I mean, if I had 10, I don't have, I mean, I have plenty of vapes. Okay. But none of them are set up. If I had multiple ones set up, I know I'd be like going through each one of them. But it's good to, the good things happen, or good things come to those who wait, right? So let's just end the poll and let's try this other one. Let's try this other one. Creamy Custard won this one. So Dragon Fruit Berry Cream, that's probably going to be awesome too. But it'll have to wait until the next time. But Stephen Wolf, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Now, here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting because here's the thing. Here's the thing, real quick. So this is the black label. He has, or I'm sorry, this is the regular label, and then he's got a black label, which is kind of like the upper tier. I've got 5 flavors in the regular label and 5 in the black label. I figured we'd try these first, and then we can introduce some of the black labels maybe next time. And those are supposed to be, I mean, higher quality or whatever. All I can say is that this glazed blueberry donut kills every blueberry donut vape I've had since I started vaping. And trust me, there was one called Bluebees, and I was very excited when I saw it, and I'm like, I'm buying it, and I bought it, and it tasted like Play-Doh. So he's already good. What I'm expecting from this is a run-of-the-mill basic vanilla custard. That's what I thought when I got this. And I'm like, hey, a good base custard? Great. So let's try it. Okay, let me explain something. I've tried a lot of different vanilla custards over the years because it's a great base for other things, right? So when you're DIYing, if you can get a really good base of vanilla custard, you can add pretty much whatever you want on top. You're like, hey, I really like mango, but I'd like a little bit of, like a rich, creamy thing, custard thing. You can make like a mango pudding, or you can make it a boysenberry pudding, or a whatever, strawberry, blueberry, blackberry. And that's what a lot of these companies do. They'll come out with a really good base, and once they have that base, then they come out with all the variations, right? So the Jam Monster is a company that they came out with a really good run of the mill, like buttered toast flavor. And then they started adding the flavors onto it. The strawberry toast, buttered toast, the blueberry buttered toast, banana buttered toast, right? Great. And their PB and jam, which has got peanut butter and jam on buttered toast, it's great. It's a great flavor. This could be the start of something amazing. So this makes me think I need to try all of his different custard flavors. So we're putting on. So here's what you do. You kind of sit it down on top and let it soak in. Because what it does is cotton doesn't just soak in immediately. So you kind of have to let it sit on top. Oops, see, it drips. And then it'll slowly soak into that cotton, right? Can you see that? I hope you could see that. It's hard to try to do this. I'm not really set up for doing close-up shots. All right. So turn this on, 75 watts. You let it soak in a little bit. Hit it again. Let it soak in. Now we're ready to put the tank on. Let's put that tank on. mean, this is not your typical vanilla custard, because a lot of times you get it's a dryness. There's something about some of those flavorings that have a dryness to it. This has a rich, deep vanilla flavor. So you get like little notes. This is, I'm guessing, but I'm guessing there's multiple vanilla flavorings in this to make it taste as deep in the vanilla flavor. Like there may even be like vanilla cake or something mixed into it. I couldn't fit it in the hole. Anyway, fill it up. All right. So, man, Steppenwolf, vanilla custard. You guys picked it. Let's vape it. There's something else in there. Why don't we read the creamy custard flavors, a rich and velvety taste experience, reminiscent of a smooth, thick custard dessert. It offers a luxurious blend of creamy sweetness with subtle hints of vanilla or other complementary flavors. It's like indulging in a decadent spoonful of homemade custard, delivering a comforting and satisfying sensation. I look, I'm gonna just say something. I think there's a little bit of a root beer component to this. Slight. Because that's another one. Root beer flavoring overpowers anything you put on. You know, like if you put root beer into a mix, it's gonna be like root beer is gonna be way up front, and off in the background is all the other flavors, because the root beer just kills it. This has got like a touch of a root beer component, like a almost like a sassafras, or I don't know what it is. All I can say is that this is great. I'm so pleased and I'm so happy, because not only do I get it, but I get to share it with you guys too. So if you're a vapor and you're on the Discord, look for the post later tonight. I'll post it, all the flavors that you can pick from, and trust me, there's something for everyone. Anybody, any fruits, drinks. I mean, the dude has an insane list of flavor. You know, I'll just tell you this: you go into a vape shop, right? And if they mix their own flavors, they'll have 30, 35, 40 different recipes. I don't know how many he's got, but it's got to be 100 at least. There's so many. Like when I'm looking at this, I have to scroll. I'll just give you a. I'll give you a that's how many flavors he's got. I'm super impressed. I'm super impressed. So there you go. Stevie's Collective is a win. So thank you guys for the votes. Thank you for helping me pick. And that's the only problem with doing the whole vape out your nose. Your nose runs a little bit for a while. There is again, if you've vaped as long as I have, you've tried a lot of different vanilla custards, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. Some of them taste like, like a vanilla candle. You know what I mean? Some of them taste like, this just tastes like straight up frosting, like vanilla frosting. And it's like, oh wow, this is good. And then after like 10 minutes, you're like, okay, I need something different because that is so cloyingly sweet. That's the great thing about both of these. They're not cloyingly sweet. So this is a all-day vape kind of thing. Now what's cool is, this is the other thing. You can tell them, I want extra flavor. You know, you can do that, 2 times or 3 times flavor. You can do, you can add cooling to it. There's all kinds of things that you can do. And what another thing that I think is kind of cool about the way that he does things is he posts pictures of what everybody's ordered. So you can see, hey, this guy ordered 20 bottles of the same flavor or whatever, and it's, so as he ships them, he sends you a message first and says, here's, the bottles that are ready to go. Here's them in the bag with your shipping label on it. All that kind of, dude, it's great. It's great. It's a great experience. So I'm very pleased, and I'm highly recommending this. Anyway. That's rad. Thanks, Order 42. I don't know what you're thanking me for, because that was a long time ago. But you're welcome for whatever I did. Or, maybe the early birthday? Maybe that's it? But you're welcome. Knee deep in Vegemite. Maybe. And the new Daredevil looks great. And it's not a new Daredevil actor. But we don't know, right? All we know is that they said originally, when they said we're doing Daredevil Born Again, it was going to be sort of outside of what came before over on Netflix. Then they decided, no, this is going to be a continuation of that story, but we're doing the Daredevil Born Again story, which I've read and is great. So we'll see. But I'm very excited. My house is like an hour and 59 minutes from you, got a second recliner right beside me that's empty 90% of the time. I mean, that's a thing. 7th, that's a thing for sure. I don't even know what that says. For Fat Tuesday, it's Fast Knocked. I don't even know what that means. But Chris, welcome. And yeah, this donut flavor is, seriously, banging. It is like, when I think of a glazed blueberry donut, at least in vape form, this is perfect. In my opinion, this is absolutely perfect. So, dude, I'm so happy. The one thing that almost makes me skip your stream is you always make me regret quitting vape last summer. Well, 7th, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you'd quit. Didn't realize you'd quit. But hey, man, it's one of those things where, look, I totally understand, for whatever reason that you quit. But yeah, I love to vape. I vape low milligram. This is 3 milligram. Each one of these, very, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Root beer. My pick was going to be caramel. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's not like any vanilla custard I've ever tried. I'll say that. But it's really good. And it's not so sweet that it becomes cloyingly sweet, It's like, if you have, those, what is it? Like 12 layer cakes. You know what I'm talking about? They're amazing. But you take one bite and you're like, oh my gosh, that's good. And then after like the 3rd or 4th bite, you're kind of like, I'm kind of done, because it's so much. That's what in a lot of cases, that's what a lot of vape flavors taste like. It's like, wow, that's good. Wow, that's a lot. Which is part of the reason why I like having multiples going. So if I'm like, I get tired of a flavor, I can move on to something else. This is great though. It's great. It's so good. So good. Sega Steve, what's going on? Do they have any trout or salmon flavored liquids? Bet that would be tasty. How the hell are you, brother? I'm doing well, Sega Steve. I'm doing very well. They don't have any savory. I'm sure they do. There's probably somewhere. I remember this was back when like 2015 or something like that. There was a company that made, they made all the typical liquids that you see, like, oh, it's a, strawberry cream and there's a whatever, all these different flavors. But they had a higher tier liquid, and one of them was a ravioli flavor. Now, I never tried it. I never pulled the trigger to buy it. But one of the vape shows that I used to watch, it was a live stream, and they tried it, and they were like, oh, they said what it tasted like was pizza goldfish, And they said it tastes wrong. It just tastes wrong. It doesn't taste like you should be vaping this, Yeah. Yeah. So yes, they've done it before, but it's not a popular thing. But if you think about it, anything that you like, say, crackers, right? There's a bunch of different cracker brands out there, and some of them have flavored crackers, right? Like Ritz has like a sour cream and onion, or a cheese or whatever. A lot of those flavorings are the same kind of flavorings that can be put in vapes. So in theory, yeah, there's probably a sour cream and onion flavor out there. But if you're asking me if I'd want to vape that, no, I don't. What I like typically is I like more desserty flavors, but not so sweet. So these are perfect for that. And Shozama, I totally understand. He said, for those of you who can't read the chat, since vape is not my thing, when vape stuff starts like today, I go jump into the shower, wash some dishes, refill cat water dispenser, do some other chores. Also alien talk. Shozama, I get it. I totally get it. And it's understandable. This is a variety show, man. And not every part of the show is going to be 100% up your alley. But, man, we're about to get into some other stuff. Because the vape stuff, the vape part of the show should be over at this point. So I apologize for those who weren't super into the vape stuff. We're getting into movie stuff now. Well, first, I do want to talk about this. I finished Brave New World. Now, I'm not sure, it was one of you guys that recommended that I read Brave New World after I read 1984. And I got to say, this was really good. Like, really good. Okay? It was you, Shozama? Okay, it was you. Here's the thing. Because here's what I did. I read Animal Farm, I read 1984, and I read Brave New World. I had read Animal Farm back in high school or whatever. And I thought that we had read 1984 at the same time. We had not. To me, 1984 was a scarier version of a dystopian future. This one was definitely good. And I'm definitely glad that I read it. I liked both 1984 and Brave New World. I think I liked 1984 a bit more. But Brave New World was fantastic. It was great. It was so good. So thank you, Shozama. Yeah, there you go. I thought it was better, but Brave New World was still great. Yes. Very, and one of the things that I liked about it is how much tech they came up with that didn't exist, but exists today, Very, very cool stuff. I mean, I don't want to go super far into detail because I'm not that good at that kind of thing when it comes to a book, because in a lot of cases I try to read them fast. And maybe that's not good. Maybe I should let it simmer a little more. But yeah, really, really good. Really enjoyed it. So thank you, Shozama, again, for recommending this to me. And I'm sure, I want to say Carbonite did as well, but I can't remember. But very good. Very, very good. Now, also, I do want to mention that today, of course, Daredevil, right? Daredevil starts today. I guess I didn't turn the fade on and off on that one. I might not have done it on this one either. But, nope, I did. Did you guys see Paradise? The season finale premiered last night. Please, if you've watched Paradise, no spoilers. Okay? But Sterling K. Brown is amazing. And I am now a super fan. Anything that Sterling K. Brown does, I'm down for. So good. So good. Julian Nicholson was also great. James Marsden completely blew me away in his performance as the president. This is such a good show. All I ask, if you have not seen Paradise yet, it's on Hulu. Watch the first episode. Just watch the first episode. You may be 100% down after the first 30 minutes, because I was like, I don't know where this show's going, but this is great. This is really good. But then that first episode ended and I went, so great acting. I mean, it's great. It's just a great show. So I highly recommend at least checking out the first episode of Paradise. Don't look at trailers. Don't listen to anybody talking about it, because there are spoilers out there. Trust me. It's worth watching. It's worth at least giving a chance. Okay? Give it a chance. So there you go. But yes, like I said, Daredevil Born Again started now. It's out there now. So I'm going to be watching that probably tonight. I try to get, all caught up, because I think there's 2 episodes. Very excited for Daredevil Born Again. But also I watched a couple things this week, only a couple. Now, granted, this first one, it took a while because there's a lot. Chinatown. Yes, this is the 4K from Paramount that also includes the sequel directed by Jack Nicholson called The Two Jakes. And it comes with, if you look there, a crazy list of special features. All of these special features were worth watching. Every single one. Including this one called Water and Power. And it's like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 20 minutes of them talking about how LA gets its water. And that LA was a desert until they brought in water from the mountains, like 200 something miles away in the early 1900s. It's fascinating. But this movie is so good. Jack Nicholson was the freaking man. Okay? Really, really good. Faye Dunaway is great in this. Of course, you've also got, what's his name? John Huston. John Huston. If you don't know who John Huston is, if you ever watched the original The Hobbit cartoon, he played Gandalf. And was weird, because I don't think I'd ever seen him before until I saw Chinatown. And it was weird knowing that he's Gandalf, you know what I mean, in The Hobbit, because I love that movie. I've seen that movie so many times. The original Hobbit cartoon. Love it. Anyway, great movie. Great movie. And yes, it's directed by Roman Polanski. Yes, a lot of people have a problem with, he's a controversial figure because of his actions, right? I'll just leave it there. The fact is, the guy was a great filmmaker, and it's not just him making this movie. Robert Towne, the writer, was amazing. And what's cool about this release is it includes the commentary with Robert Towne and David Fincher. So Robert Towne talking about his script and David Fincher basically geeking out to Robert Towne about the script. It's great. It's a great commentary, which is also available on YouTube, strangely enough. But really, really fantastic. And then I watched The Two Jakes, which I'd never seen before. I'd seen Chinatown once before, liked it. This is on April and I's list of, awesome movie AFI top 100 movies. She still has not seen this. This is my second time watching it. I really enjoyed it. The Two Jakes came out in 1990, and a year after Batman, where Jack Nicholson played the Joker, right? Jack Nicholson comes in to direct The Two Jakes, and it's sort of connected. I mean, it is connected. It's connected to Chinatown, but I'm just going to say, as much as I respect the effort, I don't think Jack Nicholson had anywhere of the eye that Roman Polanski had. Directing is really knowing how things are going to play out and letting the camera live in that world in a way that makes it make sense. I'm oversimplifying what directing is. I didn't like the way that The Two Jakes was filmed. It felt like a TV movie to me. It felt very pedestrian, very meh. But it's worth it. And again, to me that's a bonus to this 4K release of Chinatown. It's amazing. I know that they're going to release, I can't remember if it's Kino Lorber or if it's Shout, but they're releasing a 4K of The Two Jakes, which will probably have a lot of special features for that. I can't see myself getting that, but it might be interesting because, Harvey Keitel is part of the cast, Meg Tilly. It's fine. The Two Jakes is fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's fine. But Chinatown, man, what a good movie. What a good movie Chinatown is. And then you talk about, this is a movie that is almost universally praised, right? I would say most people look at Chinatown as a classic, and it's a great movie. 1974 is when this movie came out. Amazing movie, right? Most people will say that. It's a great movie. Here's a movie that from 1991 that is probably just as, in the same way that Chinatown is praised, this one is almost universally. No, I can't say that. I'll just say this. This is a divisive movie. Some people love it. Some people absolutely hate it. And honestly, I can see both sides. But I'm in the camp that loves it. I love this movie so much. It's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now, here's the thing. Some people say, well, Kevin Costner, man, his accent isn't correct and it comes in and out. Okay. So does Christian Slater's. And the fact that Sean Connery is Scottish doesn't really work either. But I love this movie so much. I love it so much. And what's cool about this era release, there was a limited release of this that came out in 2022, I think, or 2023. I don't know. I missed it. I probably would have gotten the limited, let's be honest, but I missed out on it. So I got just the single disc 4K release. This is the standard release, and it's just, a single disc in there, but it does have reversible artwork. So that's the artwork the new artwork that they did for the movie. It looks great, but I prefer the theatrical poster. But yeah, that new artwork is really nice. But look at just look at that list of features, man. Come on. There you go. So you get the theatrical and the extended cut. You get, it's an Dolby Vision HDR10, uncompressed stereo and 5.1, optional English subtitles, audio. There's 2 audio commentaries, one with director Kevin Reynolds and actor Kevin Costner, and one with Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater, and writers, producers Penn Densham and John Watson. You have Here We Are Kings, the making of Robin Hood. It's pretty good. I watched all this. I watched all the things. This was fun. This was really cool to go through. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. because I hadn't seen it in a long time. In fact, I hadn't seen it since I got the DVD of the extended cut. If you're asking me, extended cut versus theatrical, there are like one or two scenes from the extended cut that I wish were in the original, but overall, I think the theatrical cut is better. But one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and they should, is that amazing score by Michael Kamen. Insanely good. And I gotta say, I'm a fan of Michael Kamen, which is why I bought a thing that, like I said, I don't know if it's going to get here because I've never heard of this company before. But if I get it, I'm going to be very excited. I'll just leave it there. But look, I love this movie. Okay. I don't care what anybody says. If you hate it, I understand. I totally get it. And it's, in fact, if you're from England and you look at this and you go, this is a piece of shit movie, I totally get it. I understand. But I love this movie. I don't care. Morgan Freeman's great. I think Kevin Costner's great. Christian Slater's a lot of fun. And Alan freaking Rickman. Come on. Oh, and you also have Michael Wincott as Guy of Gisborne, which is, a bonus. But Alan Rickman, man, come on. He's so good. So good. And it got me thinking. So, unfortunately, we lost Alan Rickman a few years ago. Just a fantastic actor across the board. What are some... If anybody's a fan of Alan Rickman, I would like you to post movies that maybe I haven't seen, or maybe aren't as popular, but has a great performance from Alan Rickman. I actually think that Dogma is a great Alan Rickman performance. Of course, his work as Severus Snape is amazing, but let me know. Let me know if you've got any Alan Rickman roles or Alan Rickman movies that maybe I haven't seen. Post them in the chat. Let's talk about it, because damn, he's good. But it got me thinking. They're doing the new Harry Potter series on Max, right? So it's the HBO crew, right? So in theory, that should mean quality. We've already gotten word that John Lithgow is going to be playing Dumbledore. Okay? So now we've got to start thinking about not just the actors that might be in, because of the format of the Harry Potter books, you have to have a different Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher every year, right? That means there's going to be a revolving door of actors. But then there's going to be actors that are going to be there the whole time, like Severus Snape, played so wonderfully by Alan Rickman. Who do you think would make a good Severus Snape for this TV series? I'll let you guys think about it, because here's the thing. I came up with a name, and I thought, and especially thinking about the books, and I thought, I don't know if they could get him, but I've got an interesting actor in mind. Anyway, I'm going to go use the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Tell me who you think should play Severus Snape in the new Harry Potter series that's going to be on Max. Put it in the chat. I'll be right back. And Bucho, hi. Hi, sir. Be right back. Okay, I'm seeing some of your names. Wow. Uh oh my god. Chris, that's good. Oh, hold on a second. I want to hit this glazed blueberry donut. The Bluebie. Damn. Damn. All right. Uh let's see. Add Doors of Perception to your list now so you can get that other Huxley book knocked out. Okay. I'll put it on the list. I mean, look, man, I got a list going. So I will get to that one. Let's see. I'm gonna because I already have books like in the, what do you call it? Doors of Perception. I can't type apparently. Aldous Huxley, Sega, Steve. That way I can give you credit. Thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's on the it's a couple of down the list, but yeah, I'll get to it. I will also defend Robin Hood. I loved it so much I remember recording it to VHS when it aired on TV. Yeah, one of the things that they mentioned on the what do you call it? On the one of the documentaries was that this was one of the first VHS movies that they released. I can't remember the term they used, but it's basically, it wasn't rental priced, because usually like when a movie would come out, you'd have it would come out at $101.99, and of course Blockbuster would buy a bunch of copies, so they would give them a deal, right? And then after, I think it's 45 days to 90, I think it was 45 days, we could start pulling rental copies off of the shelf and making them previously viewed at like $14.99, $12.99, whatever Blockbuster told us to price it at, we would price it at, right? And all of those prices would go into the system automatically. So we didn't have any control over that. Well, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves was one of the first movies that came out ready to purchase like right away. So I purchased a VHS copy of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and they said that the retail price was $12.99. $12.99 for a VHS copy of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves in probably late 91, early 92. I had a copy of that because I loved the movie so much. I did see it in the theater. But yeah, interesting about that. Best line in the movie is from Christian Slater when he's all, F me, he cleared it. Yeah. And apparently there was a story that they tell on one of the documentaries, was that the line was, blimey, he cleared it. I don't know if that's true or not. That might have been something that I read somewhere, but he said something else, and they did multiple takes of it. And finally Christian Slater got irritated and said, F me, he cleared it. And the editor loved it so much that he put it in the cut, and they screened it, and test screenings, right? And the crowd loved it, but the studios didn't like it. They said, hey, take that out, right? And apparently Kevin Costner was a little worried about it, and he said something like, can I see this scene that the studio's talking about? And so the editor is sitting there with his sons are there too, and he plays him the scene, and his kids went nuts and just like, it's so great or whatever. And Kevin Costner said, leave it in. So that's how that line apparently, and again, after, this movie's 33 years old now. After so much time, stories can be a little, the truth can be stretched a little bit sometimes. We've seen that happen. Like somebody tells a story on a set, about something that happened on set, and then later on the actor's like, that didn't happen. That just didn't happen. So it could be stretched, but that's the story that he tells on the making of, which I think is really cool. And it is amazing. Alan Rickman was a good villain, and the witch always scared me as a kid. Great performances all around, good cast. Yeah, I think so too. And if you have never seen the extended cut, it goes further into the relationship between, the sheriff of Nottingham and the witch. And it's actually, I really like it. I just don't think it's an extraneous piece of storytelling that just doesn't really need to be there. But a lot of what I was reading, because I was reading stuff online about the movie as I was watching it, because I've seen the movie so many times. It's more about the visuals and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people were saying that Alan Rickman, there was a worry on set that, Kevin Costner just came off of, he just got off of Dance of the Wolves to do this. And he was the biggest star at the time. So they were worried that Alan Rickman was going to outshine Kevin Costner. And they were saying that there were worries that, maybe he's being outshined here. And so they kept coming up with new scenes for Alan Rickman to do because they loved, they were having so much fun with the character. I don't know how much of that's true and how much of it's not, but I think most people, Alan Rickman's probably their favorite part of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And he's really great. He's just really great. And I'm really hoping that Dogma gets another release and it kind of has a new life, Dogma. Because Alan Rickman is really good in that too. He's definitely a supporting actor, but man, I love his performance in that. It's so good. I love it. I own that Prince of Thieves score on compact disc, also known as CD. Again, we'll see what I get when I get it from the place that I've never been there before. So my question to you guys was, who do you think would make a great Snape? And Chris has, I don't know if there's a better name, but I don't think they could get him. Okay, I have somebody different in mind. But Benedict Cumberbatch is a fantastic choice. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody that could step into Alan Rickman's shoes, I don't think there's a better actor than that. I mean, honestly, that's better than mine. Benedict Cumberbatch would be amazing, but getting him for multiple seasons of a Max show, I just don't see it. Will Smith? No. Star Fox. Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson could be good. I think he's too old. And see, that's the thing that I was thinking too, is I was trying to think of somebody that's going to have to be around for, let's say, 7 years. Right? So you want to start off somewhat young. And I will say, if there is a criticism for using Alan Rickman as Snape, it's that Alan Rickman he was definitely too old. He's supposed to be mid-30s, right? Alan Rickman was definitely not mid-30s. He was what, 50s, right? I think. I don't know. I actually don't know. But he was definitely too old, especially if you read the books. And so that's what I was thinking, is a book Snape. Benedict Cumberbatch is great, though. No question. Absolutely no question. And I'm sorry, Christopher Mintz-Plasse probably would not be a good Snape. He would make a better Quirrell. KP Senti, how's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, what was his name? Christopher Mintz-Plasse. The most famous role that he has. McLovin. Superbad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Superbad guy. I don't think McLovin would be the best Snape. But here, I'll say mine. I was thinking, again, I'm thinking book Snape. All right. I still don't think you could get him because he's been in a lot of movies lately. Bill Skarsgård. I think Bill Skarsgård would make a great. I mean, put him with the dark mop, dude. I think Bill Skarsgård could do it. I really think that would be I mean, to me, look at that. Age 34. To me, that's perfect. That's a perfect way to start. I just don't think they can get him. Ian McKellen for Gandalf. I mean, yes. Ian McKellen would be great for Dumbledore. I don't think it'd be great for Snape. But I also think that he's too old. I think John Lithgow's too old. I'm worried that we're going to get a similar situation as we did with the movies, where you started off with, I mean, seriously, Richard Harris. Richard Harris is perfect for Dumbledore. Then you had to come in with Michael Gambon, and in my opinion, Gambon did not play. He played a wizard. He didn't play Dumbledore. I don't think he was a good Dumbledore myself. That's just, and that might be controversial. I don't know. I don't care. I don't think he was a good, I almost said Gandalf. I don't think he was a good Dumbledore. But anyway, did you get a haircut or new hairdo? I did get my haircut. Literally just cut. Now, here's the thing. And this is something that only people with my haircut can understand. They fade. And what they do is that I like this, but then they get to this point, and what they do is that they take a comb. It's dry. They take a comb and they shape it to where it's almost like a V almost. The problem is when gel gets in it, it goes ping. And I told the lady not to do that, and she still did it. So I've had to really work on getting, see how that's like ping. It shouldn't do that. It should lay back. It should almost like feather back. But she didn't do that. But anyway, yes, I did, and thank you. Or I don't know. Did you like it? I don't know. But thank you. Christian Slater. I'm trying to think if Christian Slater could be, because that's the thing too. Are they going to go with American actors? I don't know for the Harry Potter series. I don't know. Ralph Ineson? I mean, Ralph Ineson should be in everything. You're absolutely right. But I don't know. I don't know what he would do in that. Prince of Thieves, and he acts like he's trying to be Jack Nicholson, so he's kind of the mascot of this stream. I love Christian Slater. I love it. I love it. I love him. He's great. I don't know what he could play in. I don't know what he could play in Harry Potter. I don't know. It's really going to be interesting though, because the thing that I love about the books is all of the stories that weren't covered in the movies that can be covered in the series. And with the quality of HBO, this could be amazing. But it all depends on that casting. You got to, I mean, seriously, you got to get your Daniel Radcliffe and your Rupert Grint and your Emma Watson. You got to get those three right. If you don't get them right, this could be bad. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah. Is it worth it? Let me work it. Hi, Billy. How's it going? Put my thing down, flip and reverse it. I love compact discs. I have some compact discs on the way, but we'll see if I actually get them. After that crow, no thanks. Oh, come on. Look, just because, somebody does a movie and it doesn't work. You don't completely write off the actor till the end of time. I think Bill Skarsgård's amazing. Just go watch Boy Kills World and it'll make up for everything on The Crow. I'm telling you, seriously, if you have two things that you should do this week, and if you haven't already seen them, that is, watch the first episode of Paradise. The whole season's done. The season finale was last night. Just watch the first episode. Give it a try. Don't watch trailers. Don't watch don't listen to anybody. Just watch that first episode. and tell me what you think. And then second is give Boy Kills World a shot. It's, I believe, also on Hulu. And that movie's fun. So, yeah. You didn't like Boy Kills World. It's not for me. Okay. I mean, hey, fair enough. And then Derek says Boy Kills World was solid. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. Matt Smith. Ooh. I did not think about him, but he could be really interesting. See, I almost think Matt Smith could be Voldy. He who must not be named. That could be interesting. Matt Smith is a solid choice. Solid choice. I think Matt Smith, I think House of Dragon now. But yes. A Gandalf Bond would be fresh and inclusive. The concert film at the movie theater was good. Tickets and popcorn are expensive, though. I mean, you're not wrong there. You are not wrong there. Hiroyuki Sanada should be Dumbledore. I mean, that actually, well, it doesn't really make sense in the world because every country kind of has their own Hogwarts. You know what I mean? Because you get the what is it, Durmstrang, and I can't remember the French one where Fleur is from. But yeah, so there should be a Japanese. That would actually be really cool though. A Japanese Hogwarts. That could be really cool. But I'm just joking. I didn't like Boy Meets World. Oh, you should watch Boy Kills World. Star Fox, I think you'd like it. You need Lockhart's Paradox. Lockhart's Paradox Pomade? Geo? I don't think I've ever seen you here before, but thank you for the hair sticking issue. But see, here's the thing. If the lady would have just listened to me, we wouldn't have this problem. Because it would be feathered back better. And no patang, none of that. But thank you. Thank you for the option there. Or the, what do you call it? Recommendation. Yeah, I would totally be down for a Japanese Hogwarts. It'd be cool. I mean, think about it. Mix magic with, I don't know. I don't really know what story you would tell, but man. Pomade? Okay, pomade. Gotcha. Thank you for the pronunciation. My only gripe at the movie theater was somehow the crowd screams resonated in a way with the speakers that hurt my ears. Thank goodness I had my man bag with me because I carry concert earplugs. Yes. It's weird. I remember, okay, so I'm a big fan of Jacksepticeye, right? YouTuber, famous YouTuber, over 30 million subscribers, whatever. I love the guy. The guy was instrumental in helping me recuperate and having that sort of outlet, when I was sick and all that, and basically homebound and all that kind of stuff, right? So I was watching a lot of YouTube. I was watching a lot of Jacksepticeye. I went through his entire video, like every video he'd ever made. And I became a fan of the guy. So when he did his tour, I'm like, I gotta go. So my wife and I went. The screams, it was like my brain, these girls would scream and my brain was shaking in my head. And I'm like, is this what it was like when the Beatles, were back in the day? I mean, it was awful. It was awful. So I know what you're saying. I should have, I didn't know. I had no idea. It was going to happen. So, yeah. But no, I can see how that could be bad. Oh, I didn't even mention this. Brave New World. I was listening to the audiobook as I was reading it. And who was reading it? Michael York. And you might go, do I know who Michael York is? Yeah, you probably do. Well, that's some terrible pictures of him. He is getting old. Michael York. Basil Exposition. Anybody? Logan's Run. There he is in Logan's Run. But yeah, dude, amazing. Like he really got into it, and that was really good. So anyway, I've been to concerts and the screams didn't bother me then, but it was pure loudness at that point. Yeah, but man, it was bad. It was. I thought the wind was supposed to be done. It's still crazy windy outside. Anyway, so Oscars. You guys want to talk some Oscars? Let's talk some Oscars. Here's the thing. First up, I have to say Conan O'Brien did an absolutely amazing job. Like, he was great. I can't think of anybody that could do the Oscars today with the same level of, like, he made me happy. He just makes me happy, Conan. I thought he did a fantastic job, and I hope they ask him back because he's really good at it. Because when he says a joke that could be considered, kind of mean, I'll just say, it doesn't come off that bad. It comes off as, hey, this is just a joke. I'm kidding. We're having fun here. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. I like Ricky Gervais, but a lot of times when he tells a joke, it just sounds like he's being mean. And it's all in the delivery. We had a dust storm going since the tornado warning ended around 3:30 a.m. It's just blown dust everywhere. It's freaking gross. My car sounds great. Good job, stuff, folks. Good job, Ricky. But yeah, the other thing that I want to mention before we really get into the the awards themselves is Hulu. What the hell, Hulu? So, first off, I'm trying to log in. It won't let me log in. Disney Plus, and I have the Disney Plus Hulu bundle thing. So I kept going to Hulu thinking, oh, it's going to be in the Hulu section. Wasn't there. It never showed up. But I also happen to have the Hulu app installed on my Apple TV. So I go to the Hulu app, and of course I hadn't logged into it for a while, so I'm having to log in. It keeps erroring out. And I just spammed the button until it let me in. And finally I got to the Oscars. I'm trying to think of where I came into Conan's monologue. So I missed, I still haven't seen, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande did some wicked singing thing at the beginning. Didn't see it. I still haven't seen it. So I missed that. I missed most of Conan's monologue. I mean, I got to see the Adam Sandler part, which is fine, all that. But I really was having a good time. And then the awards started. And unfortunately for me, there were no surprises for me. Like, nothing surprised me. I was like, okay, yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. So anyway, they shut down the highways. Wow. I saw clips on social of Lalisa singing, which is cool. I love her. I know nothing about her, but they did do a James Bond, almost like an in memoriam type thing. Yeah, it was cool, especially if you're a fan of Bond, but I'm sure there were probably people going, I thought y'all said y'all weren't going to waste time. This seems like a lot of time to spend on a franchise that hadn't had a movie since No Time to Die, 4 years ago, and doesn't have any actual direction right now. I mean, maybe it's because they were trying to honor Michael Wilson and Barbara Broccoli, maybe because they were in attendance. But other than that, I was kind of like, I was like, this is really kind of strange. I mean, I like it because I'm a Bond fan, but this is odd. But yeah, she did good. What's up with the James Bond thing? Did a new movie come out? No. Like I said, was it last week or the week before? Amazon purchased the creative rights from Michael Wilson and Barbara Broccoli, who have been in, basically in control of the Bond franchise since Barbara Broccoli's dad, Cubby Broccoli, when he passed away, they took over. And they've been, I think, since the Timothy Dalton era, so late 80s. So they've been basically in control of Bond and where Bond goes. And what happens is, in that case, even though Amazon purchased the rights, they couldn't just start making stuff. They had to run everything through them. That was part of the deal, is that they still had creative control over what happens with Bond. When they sold that to Amazon for $1 billion with a B, a big B, $1 billion between the two of them, now Amazon can do whatever they want, which means we'll probably see all kinds of series and whatever, but they basically have to get somebody to run the Bond franchise for Amazon now. Like a Kevin Feige, a Kathleen Kennedy, if you will. Someone that's going to be in control, creative control over what happens with Bond, whether that's, a young Bond series, a Spectre series, a Moneypenny series, or whatever they decide to do. They're going to have to, figure that out and figure out how they're going to do things. Are they going to try to keep this a theatrical thing? I don't know. But I think that's part of the reason why they did it, is just to sort of honor the work that Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson did for the Bond franchise for 30 something years, to honor them basically. So yeah, it was cool, but then I don't know. It was just like I said, it was odd because I was like, are they about to announce something? Why are we seeing this? But I liked it. But it was, I just didn't understand. Maybe I'll just sit on it and do nothing. I mean, I'm pretty sure Amazon's going to do something. It's just, what are they going to do? But the first big win, or it was actually the first award, was for Best Supporting Actor. And it was pretty much a given that it was going to be Kieran Culkin. Now, here's the thing. I still haven't seen A Real Pain, which is what he won for. I can almost guarantee you that I'm going to like that movie because I like Jesse Eisenberg. I know some people don't like him. I love Jesse Eisenberg and I love Kieran Culkin. If you've seen Succession, you know that this guy can freaking act. But the first time I saw him was in Scott Pilgrim. That's the first time I saw anything with Kieran Culkin, and I thought he was awesome. So, yeah, he was awesome then. He's awesome now. I can't wait to see. I shouldn't say that. I can wait to see A Real Pain. But it's available on Hulu, I think. So, yeah. So, yay, Kieran. I mean, he's good. He's really good, like in general. So, no problems there. And then, was he in Home Alone? I mean, he may have been. I don't know. I mean, of course, I know Macaulay was. But yeah, Best Supporting Actress. Here's the thing. I don't want to see Amelia Perez. I've heard too many bad things about it, and it sounds like it's not for me, which is fine. No problems. I could be the only person that thinks this. I probably not, though. Her award speech came off very sort of insincere. But here's the thing. I really like her. I've liked her in everything I've ever seen her in. I think she's good. I felt this weird manufactured speech from her. It just didn't feel natural. Kieran Culkin's, by the way, was fantastic. In fact, probably the best speech of the night. But I don't know. I got weird vibes from Zoe's speech. So yeah. And then Best Actor, Adrian Brody, which here's the thing. I like Adrian Brody. But man, what a career he's been through. You know? He won for The Pianist, which is also Roman Polanski, right? The Pianist back in what? 2002, I think? 2002 or 2003. I can't remember which it was. But man, he has been all over the map when it comes to movies, and basically his career. So to see him come back with the power of this performance, I mean, look, I'm happy for him. But I wish Ray Fiennes would have won, because I love Ray Fiennes. And I haven't seen Conclave yet. I haven't seen The Brutalist yet. I mean, this could have been the best performance. I don't know. I still haven't seen either one of those movies. But man, I just want Ray Fiennes to win, because to me, he is, like John Campea says, he is the best actor living that does not have an Academy Award winner or Academy Award. The dude Ray Fiennes is amazing. But yeah, and Adrien Brody also had the longest speech in Oscar history. It was actually kind of funny and almost endearing, the way that the music started to play. And he goes, hey, you can turn off the music. I've done this before, or something like that, which I thought was kind of funny, because yeah, he's won before. But then he rambled on for a couple more minutes. And even though he said some really like good things, it was very unfocused. Like almost exactly the opposite of what Zoe Saldana came off as, right? Which you want somewhere in between. Kind of like Kieran Culkin. It's great. So Adrien Brody won, but still not a huge surprise. Now here's the moment in the show where Hulu struck again. And apparently some people didn't have this problem, but I was looking on Twitter. People were pissed. They signed up for Hulu to watch the Oscars. And what happened to me was at 9:30, it shut off and said, thank you for watching the Academy Awards. So someone had a timer that said, oh, the thing's supposed to go from 6 to 9. I'm talking about Central Time now, which is 4 p.m. on the West Coast, which is weird. 4 to 7? Odd. Anyway, 6 to 9. But somebody said, give them an extra 30 minutes. But then didn't take off the auto turn off or auto shut down the stream. So basically, I didn't get to see Best Actress and Best Picture live. I didn't. I had to see that on the... That's odd. My armrest wasn't locked down. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't get to see it live. I had to watch it on Twitter. But Best Actress went to Mikey Madison for Anora. We're not done talking about Anora, but hey, I figured this is a good way to do it. Here's the thing. I've seen Anora. I saw The Substance, the two Best Actress performances. I've seen both of those movies. What's strange about Demi's performance is that she's definitely the lead, but she's really not on screen that much. It's almost a supporting role or a dual lead with Margaret Qualley, right? At least in my opinion. The weird thing about it, though, is I really wanted Demi to win. I really wanted Demi Moore to win. And partially because I've been a fan of hers for a long time. She's mainly, almost criminally underlooked or overlooked. Underrated. That's what I meant. She's criminally overlooked and underrated, in my opinion. Like A Few Good Men. Most people, when they think of A Few Good Men, they think of Jack Nicholson, right? Because he won, he's great in it. You Can't Handle the Truth, all that stuff. But Demi Moore is great in that. She's really good. And I think she's great in G.I. Jane. I thought she was great in, just about anything she's ever done. So seeing her with a performance that not only mirrored her own career, in a weird way, Mikey Madison winning kind of mirrors the whole point of The Substance, right? The young actor, the young getting favor over the old established actor. You know what I mean? But I'm actually okay with this, even though I wanted Demi to win. Like, I really wanted Ralph Fiennes to win. Adrian Brody's already won before. Give Rafe his first. Come on. But they didn't. They decided to give it to Adrian Brody. Okay, fine. In this case, I'm kind of okay with it. But then we get into the fact that Anora pretty much was as close to a sweep as you can get. Now, Sean Baker produced it, wrote it, edited it, and directed it, which is why he has 4 Oscars. It's the only time. Now, Walt Disney also won 4 Academy Awards, but not for the same thing. Sean Baker won for the same movie. He's the only one in history so far to do that, which is very impressive. And the fact that Anora was a $6 million budget movie. It's very impressive. Very impressive. Okay? Taking nothing away from that. My problem is, I thought the movie was just okay. And I mean, you heard my review a couple of weeks ago. I talked about it. I watched Anora. It's just okay. It's just okay. Oh, the characters are so deep. Really? Because I don't feel like we get to know a whole lot about Mikey Madison's character. We really don't. What does she want? And again, I don't want to take away from the amazing performance that Mikey Madison gave, and I don't want to take away from the amazing accomplishment that Anora is, especially in the face of big time Hollywood, that a small studio like Neon can come in and get, I mean, basically sweep the big awards. That's amazing. It really is. But I still don't understand, because like at the end of Anora, I'm not going to go into detail here, but I still don't know what she wants. Is it just a way out of life? I don't know. It's an odd thing, but I do want to focus on the amazing accomplishment that Sean Baker has. And it kind of, it makes you think, okay, Sean Baker now is on top of the world. He can pretty much do whatever movie he wants, right? I mean, he's pretty much every studio is going to want to work with him. What's he going to do next? And that's the most, to me, that's the most exciting thing about this. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Anora, I still liked it. I just don't think it was, like, I don't know if that's my favorite movie of the year. I still want to see what this guy's going to do next. And that's what's exciting. Is he going to do a Marvel movie? You know, I hope not. I hope this guy continues to be able to write his own stories and develop his own movies and his own voice over a period of years where he can make movies like Quentin Tarantino or say Christopher Nolan or Denis Villeneuve or whoever, and do his own thing. That's what I want. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, here's the thing. The thing that I don't like about all of the attention that Anora got is all of this talk about, you know, we're really on the side of you know, the sex workers, right? But the thing is, it was all in the movie. It's really all shallow. Like, we get to see sort of, you know, like the fact that they're, you know, talking about what they're going to do later while they're giving this, you know, guys lap dances or whatever. Sure. You get a little bit of, you know, the person's whatever, but we don't, I guess I just wanted more from a character standpoint. I wanted to know more about what Anora wanted, you know, and I don't think we really got that. So anyway, one more thing that I want to mention about Sean Baker is that in his Best Director win, I mean, he one of the funniest things that he said was when he won for best editing, he said, I just want to say this. I saved this movie. I mean, I don't know who the director was, which is him. He goes, but I saved this movie in the editing room, which I thought was really cool. And, you know, cause he's talking about himself. Um, but it's cool to see somebody that's, you know, a jack of all trades and do it all well. And then also get, you know, the credit basically for all of those, you know what I mean? But so he won for best editing and won for best screenplay. When he went for best director, he said, I'm going to do something a little different. It's something that I've been wanting to say. And he basically reads off this thing talking about the movie experience. And that, and I highly recommend you seeking that out, seeing if you can see him talking about the theatrical experience and what movies are meant to be. He said, when you watched a movie for the first time or whatever, when did you fall in love with movies? It was in the theater. It was with the people. It was with, you know what I mean? And it was just like, I was sitting there going, hell yeah, dude. And it was at that moment. In fact, I tweeted it. I forgot I tweeted it. I basically said, I wasn't the biggest fan of Anora, but I'm now a Sean Baker fan. And then in my tweet, I have the video of him talking about the theatrical experience. It's awesome. I love it. I was like, yes, yeah. Say that to all those studios out there. Watching on a phone for the first time is just not the best way to watch a movie for the first time. It's not going to connect the same way as if you're in a theater and it's dark and you have nothing else to do and you have to take the movie in. There's nothing better, in my opinion. It was also, Conan did he had a couple of skits throughout the night. The cinema streams, one word, cinema streams, where basically it's like, it's like, we put all these phones together to make this really large screen. It's like, well, how do we start the movie? We start it for you. But how do we hold the phone? The building holds it for you. It's really kind of funny. And it's basically playing on the fact that, hey, cinemas are the best. And look, I get it. I understand when somebody says, I don't like going to the movie theater because it's too expensive. I don't like going to the movie theater because other people they don't respect that other people are trying to watch this movie. They're getting on the phones or whatever. Or, I hate the fact that, they're playing 30 minutes worth of commercials. I get that. In fact, GameSack actually, Joe himself actually replied to my tweet and said that. I understand all that. But I still think that, to me, when I'm excited about seeing a movie, I don't want to watch it at home. Even if I had the choice, I want to watch it in a theater. And I'm also that guy. Remember, you have to know this about me and about how much I love movies and how much I love the theatrical experience. In the middle of the pandemic, Dune was released, right? And it was released day and date on HBO and in the movie theater. I wanted Dune to do well. I'm a big fan of Denis Villeneuve. So what I did was I bought a ticket to see it and then watched it at home at then HBO Max. But that's me. I bought a ticket just so I could at least show that little bit of support for Dune. So anyway, I love movies, right? And look, overall, I had a great time watching the Oscars this year. I haven't watched in many years, but knowing that, number one, I'd seen quite a few of the movies. Nowhere close to all, but I've seen quite a few of the movies, and I was excited to see who was going to win. I'd been keeping up with the talk about, this person won this and the SAG award, and then this person won the blah, blah, blah. I wanted to know. I wanted to watch it live. And the fact that Conan was hosting, I was all in. And so I enjoyed myself. I thought it was good. The in memoriam segment was actually really well done, except for the fact that they talked about Gene Hackman, but they didn't talk about Michelle Trachtenberg. They didn't talk about Bernard Hill, who played Theoden in, the Lord of the Rings series. They didn't talk about Tony Todd, who, of course, Tony Todd is... I love that guy. We talked about him before. I can't remember the actor's name. Alan something. Le Samurai, which I had just recently watched. He passed away this year. They didn't talk about him. There are people that were left off the list. But that happens every single year, and I think it's just for timing. And they do a mix of like the well-known actors and actresses and directors. And then they have people who worked behind the scenes, even agents and producers and all that kind of thing. So I don't know. Excuse me. He's in Father the Bride too. Frodo's boy, welcome. I didn't know that. Kieran Culkin, I'm assuming you're saying. And Shazama says Oscar viewership decreased from last year 17%. I laughed at the bit with Conan talking to younger moviegoers by introducing cinema streams. Yes, that was really, really well done. And he had a couple of jokes that were, I'll say, on that edge of this is offensive. But I really think he did a good job with those. And in fact, the one about Honora was funny to me, even though, it's a political thing and we don't do politics here. But I thought that was pretty funny, Like, oh, finally. Somebody's standing up to a strong Russian. Thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. The kid with the glasses who shouldn't be drinking soda because he wets the bed was Kieran. Oh, okay. I don't know Home Alone. I've seen Home Alone one time and was like, meh. I never watched the others, so. Were the Oscars only on linear TV or was it simulcasted on the internet? It was on Hulu, supposedly. And I think Fubo, is it Fubo? Had a way to watch it, but I had Hulu, so I thought I was good. And I watched, again, I came in right around the time that Adam Sandler was on. And then right before Best Actress was, like, I think before they came back from the commercial break, it shut off. And that was a problem, again, across the board, that a lot of people on Hulu were shut off right before Best Actress, which again was out of the big four acting awards, it was the one that was most up in the air for a lot of people. Like some people thought, oh yeah, there's a chance that Timothy Chalamet could win for A Complete Unknown because he won the SAG award last week. And that's the Screen Actors Guild, right? The actors voted for Timothy Chalamet. So some people thought, oh yeah, well, even though Adrian Brody won a lot of the Best Actor awards, Timothy Chalamet won from the Screen Actors Guild. And then a lot of people said that they thought it could be split because of that, and that Ray Fiennes could be, sort of a dark horse surprise winner, and that didn't happen. But the Best Actress was the one that was, for a lot of people didn't know. People didn't know who was going to win. And then it was Mikey. So, Rob, you should have connected an antenna and watched it over the air since it was on ABC. Absolutely, but I don't have an antenna. And I wasn't going to go buy a $80-$100 antenna just to watch the Oscars when I should have been able to watch it on Hulu, So, there you go. Pootie Tang was better than half these artsy Hollywood Oscar movies. I don't know about that, but here's the thing. Even movies that I'm not a big fan of, like, okay, Honora is what, like a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 for me? Maybe 7 out of 10. Here's the thing about Honora. If you haven't seen Honora, there's a lot of sex in it. Like a lot. Okay? But that's like the first act. And then the second and third act are where, to me, the heart of the movie is. And it's very different from that first act. The first act is almost like a weird... I don't even want to go into details. All I'm saying is, even though I was the biggest fan, dude, I love movies, right? And a $6 million movie coming out and winning that many Oscars, that's amazing to me. And so, like, I'm a fan of that. And sometimes those are the things that I really like watching it live for that reason, you know? It's just one of those things that I dig, even for movies that I've never seen. And seeing, some of these people that are, there are moments that it's cool to have seen live. Is it that big of a deal? No. But I've always liked it, so. I disagree in my opinion. It's the same to me either way, and that's why I don't go to the theater. So you think that here's the thing. A movie like Dune, when you watch it, and this sounds like an ad, that the same ad that they play at Cinemark, where it's like, if you're watching it on a phone, and it's all like really tiny on the screen, and then as he's talking, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and fills up the screen, right? There's just something about watching it in the theater that's just so much better, man. The sound is better. The visuals are more striking. Like I said, I've seen Alien, the original Alien, countless times over my adult life, right? And from my childhood, right? Because I watched it probably when I was like probably too young. I love Alien, seen it so many times. Seeing it in the theater last year was a crazy experience because I'm seeing things in this movie that I've seen so many times. I'm seeing detail I've never picked up on. Amazing stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, look, I get also you have attention problems. But just saying. I do love my movies. And I do love the theatrical experience. To me, like I've said before, you can only watch a movie for the first time once. Why not make that one time, the first time that you experience something, why not make that the best experience you can? That's how I look at it, And I will always say that watching it in a movie theater is better. Even though there are annoyances like the 30 minutes of commercials that I've bitched about so many times, the people talking, the people on their phone, the people kicking the back of your chair, whatever. There are problems, but it's still, to me, when the movie starts, I am locked in and I love it. So anyway, I'm just saying. So I shouldn't watch movies on my phone in chunks. I mean, again, I'm not trying to tell you how to live. You do you. I'm just saying that in my opinion, you won't get the entire experience watching it on a phone. Especially if it's a comedy. Comedies are so much better in theater. So much better. Because everybody's laughing together and it almost builds on things. There's something about it, man. It's awesome. You might say the same thing about going to a concert. Well, I can just listen to the song on my CD player. Yeah, but it's different when it's played live and everybody else is reacting around you. There's something about a live performance that's great. And sure, this isn't a live performance, but you're experiencing it live for the first time with other people. It's just I love it. I love it. Duh. I saw Dune in the theater. Shozama, good for you for getting out there in the middle of the pandemic. Here's the problem though. I'm immunocompromised. So going out in the heyday of the pandemic, I mean, I even called my my Crohn's doctor, my guy, right? The guy that I go to, and he does all the things and sees all the things and scopes and all the things, right? He's seen everything. He knows more about the inside of my body than I do, okay? I called him and I said, hey, what do I need to do here? And he said, stay home. Don't go out for any reason. Any reason. Because my immune system was about half, it probably still is, about 50% of a normal person. So, yeah, when I did go out, I was super masked up. I wore 7 masks. It was like this thick. You know, I looked like the Predator. You know what I mean? This big, huge thing on the front of my face. Or Bane. No one knew. That was me. I'm kidding. I didn't wear multiple masks. You can totally get antennas at Dollar General that just sit on top or behind your TV. Rufus, I don't think a Dollar General antenna is going to do is going to work with the styling that my wife likes. Just saying. Just saying. And I also live about 50 miles away from where I'm going to have to get a good antenna, because the first TV that we had, we did have an older antenna, and it would barely pick up all of those. It's, like I said, about 30-50 miles away. We had trouble picking up all of those channels. So we have to get a good one. But you know, the audio and all that doesn't change my experience, but that's just me. It is just you, because it's absolutely incorrect. Look, man, when you're sitting there and the freaking sandworms are coming up and your freaking seat starts shaking and you feel bass, like you feel it in your, down in your plums, boy. Down in your plums. You're telling me you can get that on a phone? Hell no. Hell no, you can't. Theater's better, man. Theater's better for all those reasons. If you hold the phone really, really, really close to your face, the movie looks huge, though. Sure, but it's not just about the visuals. It's the whole experience. It's the communal experience. It's the vastly superior audio and the video. And maybe that's part of the reason why I love it so much, is because I am a sound guy. I love sound. And there have been many times. Here's a great example. I watched audio descriptive versions of movies with John while he was here, so I could fill in the gaps that the audio descriptive stuff didn't fill in. The audio descriptive, I don't know if you ever watched it before or listened to it before, but it's very just the basics, right? It gets you they don't take the time to describe everything, right? That's what I would do, is I would try to help fill in the gaps where the audio description just doesn't cut it. And listening to it that way was still preferable. Especially cranked up. It was great. But that's just me, man. I'm all about sound. I won't watch a movie that I haven't seen before unless I can watch it at full volume. I will put off. That's part of the reason why I did not watch a whole lot of movies this week, is I didn't have a whole lot of time to watch it during the day when, my wife was working. I had other things going on. So yeah, I didn't get to, I won't do it. I just won't do it. I won't do it. Because again, I want the full experience, man. So, but look, man, everybody's different. I'm just trying to, this is my show. And I'm telling you what I think. So anyway. $80 at Walmart, ONN. I've seen that one. Indoor easy adjust HDTV antenna with VHF dipoles and 20-mile reception range. Rabbit ears, $11.47. Handy for local news and when internet goes down. Hey, yes, but I've actually done some reviews. I actually was doing some shopping for that, and one of the things that they said about that ONN one is that it doesn't do well over 30 miles. And I'm like, okay, well, I need one that can do at least 50, because there are some antennas on the southern side of the metro. I live on the north side of the Metroplex. All the big antennas for Dallas-Fort Worth are on the south side. So I've got to be able to see that. That's far. So I have to get I have to spend, I think I'm pretty sure the one that I saw that I needed to get was about $100. And I can't justify spending $100 right now on something that I'm not going to use that often. I'm not a sports guy. And when the internet goes down, I have books or anything. I don't have to watch anything. But there you go. But I don't want all those people laughing around me. Well, look, if you're you want to be a spoiled sport, and I'm just kidding. My wife's the same way. She's more of an introvert. I'm more of an extrovert. Can you tell? But here's the thing. I can adjust depending on who I'm with, right? But I'm a talker, and I don't mind people. So yeah, I love it. Dune in theater had maybe 6 people in it. 2 was me and my friend, and everyone was super spread out. Yeah, but there's no way I could have chanced it back then. No way. And I'm pretty sure my wife would have kicked my butt. She said, "You want a chance getting COVID so you can go watch a stupid movie?" Yeah, kind of. I did kind of want to go. But then I was like, you know what? She's not going to be home. I can crank it. And guess what? It was glorious. That audio was glorious. So yeah, it was good. Sorry, that was probably loud. JX Editor, welcome. Good to see you, sir. It's been a while. I haven't watched any fan edits in freaking, long time. Long time. And see, Leon's another one. Hi, Leon. Good to see you. Leon's another one that he's fine with watching stuff at home. And I'm like, dude, big sound system. Go to the theater, see the thing. Sit down in a nice plush. I mean, I have a nice chair, but I don't know. Yeah. Antenna setup is also location dependent too. Absolutely. But it's trust me. I with the last one that I had, we had trouble. But I need one that's it's got a stronger thing. I will end up with one because here's the thing. She doesn't care. My wife doesn't care about that crap. She's got other things that she can be doing too. She does all of her scrapbooking stuff and all of her making cards and things. Yeah, she's got things that she can do without anything else going on. Me, I like having media and stuff going, but my thing is I do every now and then I would like to watch some regular TV and see what's available or whatever. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up buying one at some point. But yeah, I can get it at home with my sound system. You're talking about your phone, dude. You weren't talking about a sound system. You're talking about your phone. But anyway, you're not a movie theater guy. Whatever. Cool. Saw Captain America and it was all good until the way they ended things with Harrison Ford. Man. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, man, it's part of the reason why they think that it's possible that Marvel leaked a bunch of images from concept art from the Avengers, the new movies, is because, man, Brave New World's not doing well, and they kind of want to like quickly move on from it. So I want to get local stuff, but I just don't get good channels in my area in general. Yeah, we've got actually really good ones. And we've got the ones where there's like multiple channels. I can't remember what they call that. It's been a long time since I've done over the air stuff. But it's got like a 1 and then a 2 and a 3, right? And they play different things on that. It's pretty cool. How many books in 4K do you have at the moment? Still, I've got a lot of things I can do. I've got a lot of books I can read. I've got so many comics to read right now. It's stupid. It's so dumb. There's probably, because what happened was they had that sale for Star Wars, and I think the big omnibuses were like $2.99 a piece, and I ended up buying like 30 of them. Seriously, I have a lot to read. I just, you know, I haven't really been in a comic mood lately. I've been more into reading because now, okay, we finished Brave New World, right? Now I moved on to Words of Radiance, which is the second book in the Stormlight Archive. And I got to say, I like Brandon Sanderson, man. He's good. And it's downloaded to my Kindle. So take that, naysayer. When the missus is away, it's a good time to crank it. Yeah. And that's when I like to watch a new 4K that I just got, you know? Like, I don't want to watch it like all, you can barely hear anything. The Atmos doesn't really kick in. No. I want to watch it big and loud. I mean, look, I have a 77-inch TV, and if I could justify it, that thing would be, I give me the what is it, $120,000? I don't know what it is. It's like a 120-inch TV. Yeah, give it to me. Give me, look, big. So do this. Imagine that you're sitting in the middle of a theater. Close your eyes and put your hands out to the edge of the screen. That's how big the screen is in a movie theater. That's how big that TV should be on your wall. You're talking like in my house, like 120, 130 inches. Probably bigger than that. Fill up that damn wall. Give it all to me. I love movies though, so. Had a recent release for my birthday. I think Star Wars 2.5. Speaking of movies and a half, I recently made a connection I should have made earlier. Lion King 1.5 should be called Timon and Pumbaa Are Dead. Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, hey, good. Good thing you're doing the thing. Yeah. Yes. Just, I don't know. Fan edits, I've just been kind of, I don't know. It's hard for me to make the time for that when I've got other things dragging my attention away. Speaking of watching movies on a big screen, I want to rewatch The Game Chasers on Blu-ray one day. I don't remember if I can't spell, apparently. Beep 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 beep. That's not it. Nope. Wait a minute. Can't you? It's been too long, dude. It's been too long. I just want to see if this works. Oh. Does that actually still work? Let's see. Let's see if this works. Exclamation point buy in the chat. Does this actually come up with a thing? Look at that. Oh, that's the digital. That's the digital. You want the Blu-ray though. Billy, if you're there, do you have a link to the Blu-ray? I don't know if I have a link to the Blu-ray. Or even if, I don't even know if they're available right now. I don't know where Billy is in the process. But he did put them out for sale at one point. Sub channels or whatever. KP Senti, the 5.1 done by our good friend Joe over at the Game Sack. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. I really enjoy listening to that in the 5.1. It's good stuff. Alien Romulus 4K Blu-ray plus digital $24.98 new on eBay. I put my order in for a Blu-ray pre-order a bit back. Okay. I own the DVD somehow already. Okay, cool. I didn't know there was a DVD at all. Look, guys, this one's awesome, man. Glazed blueberry donut. So good. So good. So good. What else do we have to talk about? Let's see. I think we only have one other thing, and it's 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 Academy Awards adjacent, because this is something that they announced during the broadcast, and that is that to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Jaws, they're doing a massive Academy Museum exhibition. So this is apparently it's going to have all kinds of things from the movie. Jaws, the exhibition, will feature over 200 artifacts, including concept illustrations, costume worn by Roy Scheider as Brody, original shark design schematics. It will not only be the largest mounted exhibition ever for Jaws, but the Academy Museum's most expansive exhibition ever devoted exclusively to a single film. So yeah. So it opens. This is in LA. So this isn't for, just anybody. But it opens to the public on September 14th, 2025. Tickets are now available at the Academy Museum's website. I don't know if it's going to travel around, Chris, but I would absolutely love that, because Jaws is one of the movies. Yeah. It's one of the best movies, and it's one of my favorite movies. Have I done a review for Jaws on my channel? I don't think I have. No, I have not. We'll have to remedy that at some point. You know what I mean? Maybe for the 50th anniversary of the release of Jaws. But yeah, I mean, come on, Jaws is. And here's the thing: there are parts in movies that a lot of people say, "Oh, that's my favorite part in this movie," or "That's my favorite." Oh, when he says that you need a bigger boat, I love it. No, I'm talking about the little quiet moments, the little. Sometimes it's a look. Sometimes it's a single shot. Like my favorite shot in probably, well, no, it's not in the entire. It's not in the entirety of the original trilogy, but my favorite shot in Return of the Jedi is, and we're talking about a shot. That means no cutaway, one single shot. So many people mistake a scene for a shot. No, a single shot. One thing, one singular glimpse, right? Camera doesn't cut. One shot is after R2 has shot the lightsaber over to Luke, and it's falling into frame, and you see Luke catch it and light it, and it's a green lightsaber, and he looks at it and then he turns and he ducks. That single shot is my favorite shot in all of Return of the Jedi. Oh, but what about when the Millennium Falcon does this, or when Luke is fighting Vader? And I don't care. That's my favorite shot of the entire movie, because it's got so much motion in it. It's got so much momentum. There's so much going on, and it's that moment. It's the holy shit moment, because to that point, we've never seen Luke with a green lightsaber. It's just an amazing, amazing shot, and I love it. I love it so much, and it's my favorite, and you can't convince me otherwise. So there you go. There you go. Someone gifted me the DVD the same week I pre-ordered the Blu-ray. It was funny. Oh, cool. I got a DVD from Billy that says 1:1, 729. 1:1, 729 during a What Night stream. Oh, well, there you go. Did you see this awesome Jaws figure coming out soon? Oh no. Oh no. This is what Wraith just sent. Okay. Oh. Get out of here. Freaking pop-up ads. That's actually pretty cool, I gotta say. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Freaking NECA, dude. NECA? Nika? They're really good. They're really good. Dude, get your own Bruce. That's cool, man. That's cool, Ray. Thank you. I'm going to have to show that to the wife. She might have to get one of those. It is an Adventures in Game Chasing DVD, I think, but I don't remember. Jaws is in my top 1. Yeah, it's good stuff. Farewell and adieu to your fair Spanish ladies. Yeah. Farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain. I don't remember the words, but it goes something like that. But yes, great. I'm trying to think. I think my favorite shot in that movie is in my favorite scene of the movie. And it's when Quint tells the story about the Indianapolis. And you can see to his left, our right, screen right, is Dreyfuss, Richard Dreyfuss sitting there, and he's laughing because they're still, whatever. And when he realizes that he's talking about the Indianapolis and his smile fades, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so good. That movie has so much great characterization that it's like if you can create in your mind, if you can create a character that lives and breathes in your head, right? And you get to know that person, right? And it doesn't have to be someone exactly like you, but if you can get in the headspace of that character, you can write anything that happens to them. Because now you know that person and you know how that person would react in this situation. They built so much characterization into those 3 people that you know how they're going to react to things. And it's beautiful, man. Jaws is a beautiful movie. And again, I've said this many times, but the reason that movie works as well as it does is because Steven Spielberg and his team had to work around the fact that the damn shark didn't work. And they had to do something. And they figured it out. And it's just, that's the beauty of filmmaking, is you're constantly on the day. You're trying to figure out how to make this thing happen. And in this case, it was, we don't have a working shark. So how are we going to create suspense with something that doesn't work? The 3 barrels. And that, watching barrels floating around on the top of the water or jetting along the top of the water, it's so good. It's so good. And by the way, if you're ever looking for a fantastic 4K 4K disc to buy, the Jaws 4K is beautifully done. Beautifully done. So get it. Get it. Get it. Oh, there you go, Wraith. The conversation about the Indianapolis was my favorite scene. Yeah, but it's, to me, that's that single shot of he's like, they're talking about their different scars and how they got them or whatever. And Dreyfuss says a joke. Where'd you get that from? Something, and I can't remember what he says. And he says, no, it was from the Indianapolis. And he's laughing, and then his smile fades. It's amazing. My favorite shot is when the Ewok is shagging the other Ewok. I don't remember that scene, Leon. You're getting that neck of Jaws. Oh, yeah, you are. Oh, yeah, you are. I just drop in for a thumbs up. Bandit's best. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. And yeah, practical effects for the win. Absolutely. But here's the thing. It's just a tool. Digital, visual effects are a tool just like practical effects are. They can be overused. They can be done poorly. We're talking practical too. But when they're done right, when they're shot correctly, when they're lit correctly, they can be indistinguishable from the real thing. I mean, look at most of Lord of the Rings. All of the bigatures they made, right? They were models, and it looked like you were there. So beautiful. So beautiful. I've got to run. I'm falling asleep, and this chair doesn't work for that function. Rufus, have a good one, sir. And we're almost done anyway. We went through all the things. Art from adversity. Jaws production was a mess. Chris, you are not wrong. Not wrong. It was an absolute mess, and it came out beautifully. And that's why, in a lot of ways, I kind of was hoping that in his later career, Steven Spielberg would say, like, oh, I want to make this movie. And they're like, okay, we'll give you $100 million. And he goes, make it 50. That's what I want to do. I mean, look, if I had $50 million to make a movie, I don't even know what I'd do. But what I want to do is I want to be able to, throughout my career, I want to be able to come in, if I'm able to continue to make movies, I want to make them under the budget. I want to be able to say, okay, you know what? However much money, yeah, I'd rather take the rest of that money and spend it on promotion so that people actually know about the movie, because that's more important. That's honestly more important. I'd like to know, because Honora, right? Winner of Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Screenplay, Original Screenplay, and Best Editing, right? Honora. $6 million budget that won those 5 Oscars. Now, how much promotion did Neon do? Here's the funny thing. It's only made like, I think worldwide is only made like $18 million. And maybe less than that. Let's look it up, shall we? Because that's actually kind of interesting, isn't it? You're probably like, no, Rob, it's not. It's not interesting. Oh, 40. Oh, okay. 16 million domestic, $41 million worldwide off a $6 million budget. I'd say that's pretty good. I want to be able to do that. And I want to be able to work always having the problems to solve, you know what I mean? Because that's what I think the best filmmakers, they make the best stuff through adversity. I mean, think about that, man. $6 million? That's crazy. So the new Star Wars trilogy starring Ryan Gosling is the new main storyline. No. Isn't that just one movie? That's the Sean Levy, right? The Sean Levy? Okay, I don't know, but as far as I'm aware, that movie is definitely going to take place after episode 9, but it's going to be a singular movie. I don't know if they're going to be doing continuations of things. And who knows with Kathleen Kennedy's thing up in the air. Now, she did an interview, right, that said, no, I'm not really going anywhere, but, we're still planning on the succession, right? Who knows how far they're going to get? And who knows what that new person, when they do come in, how much are they going to say, nope, we're not doing that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to make this movie, whatever. We don't know. We won't know until it happens. You can watch the last 7 hours on replay. I'm not doing 7 hours. I'm about to go. I bought a pack of smokes today, $11.50. Whoa! If I had a $50 million movie budget, I'd spend $48 million of it on the catering. Well, I know Jay would appreciate that. Actually, Jay would just appreciate McDonald's. Of course, I don't know. I don't know now. He's doing all the, I'm going to get in shape. Look at me. I'm strong. Jay, if you're watching, which you're not, I love you, man. But yeah. I wonder if they're going to do a special Nintendo Direct for Martin Day Mario or not. When is that? Would be 6 days from now, right? That would be a Monday. I mean, that'd be cool. I don't know if they're gonna have anything to show though. How much did that crappy musical make in the box office that we're trying to force people to like? Look like they backtracked on giving it all the awards. Are you talking about Amelia Perez? Was a Netflix movie, so that doesn't really count. I don't know how much money that they attribute to that, because how do you even calculate that? I have no idea. I have no idea. Buh. Anyway, I'm gonna got time for AI image generator. Wraith, I'm kind of spent, dude. I'm kind of spent, and Photoshop's not even open. Is my thing even set up? Let's see. If I get rid of Sean Baker. Okay, let's do this. 1. So make it good. I'm just glad it didn't win much. It looked ass. Well, Leon, I'm not sure. I mean, like, I just know that looking at what, or hearing what I'd heard about Amelia Perez, I didn't care to watch it. Didn't care. Let's see. Does this work? Is there a image in the middle of the screen? There is. All right. So put in your sentence to oh, there you go. An alien wrestling with a kangaroo on a ship full of homeless people. Okay. Let's see if it will do that. Photo. Generating. Let's see how much it actually gets. Excuse me? An alien wrestling with a kangaroo on a ship full of homeless people. I don't get it. Look at the hands. Look at her face. There's one kangaroo in front that looks like it has some sort of web thing going on, and then everything behind it is a nightmare of epic proportions. That is frightening. Let's do this, let's do that, and let's save that image. Okay, this is the last one. See, this is how I would use that, just like Mad Libs. Exactly, Chris. That's what this is for. And I always forget to do it. And it's like the show's ending, and I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't do any Photoshops tonight. All right, one more. And this is a saltwater crocodile riding a magic carpet across the sunset sky. Here we go. Generating. A saltwater crocodile riding a magic carpet across the sunset sky, and There's no carpet. It's like the saltwater crocodile is the carpet, and there's a man or a person. Is that what is? I don't even understand what that is. There are shadows that look very questionable to me. Is that his butt sticking out? What is this? What's with those legs? All right, let's do this. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to do it the exact same thing, but I'm going to do it with art instead of photo. Looks like the gator on those polo shirts. That's actually a good point. Let's try it with art and see what happens. So this is art now. Same prompt. Same prompt. What if you simplified to just say magic carpet across the sunset sky? Possibly. The Lacoste shirts made in Aladdin universe. I mean, yeah, kind of. That looks much better. I mean, it looks cool. There's no magic carpet. What's the deal? All right, hold on. I'm gonna save this image. I gotta copy the prompt. Hold on. I gotta copy the prompt. Copy the prompt. Save. No. There you go. Yes. And JPEG. And this is the art version. We're going to save that. We're going to delete this. Oops. Nope. Delete this one. And then save this one as the photo. Because reasons. Okay, so I'm going to try this with... He is the carpet. I mean, yeah. Let's just say a person riding a carpet, magic carpet across the sunset sky. I'm not even going to select photo. Let's just see what it comes up with. This person has no face. And questionable hands. That's very... That doesn't... I don't know. I don't know what this thing's thinking. What are you thinking? Okay. Anyway. So there you go. I'm going to save this. There you go. I'm going to save this so I could put it in the Discord later and we can enjoy that. So there you go. A little bit of Photoshop to end. Photoshop AI generated images to end off the stream. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, hanging out, contributing to the show with your crazy prompts, with your voting for amazing liquids. Holy crap. And again, if you are a vapor, if you partake, I will be placing all of the information on where to buy these liquids if you are so interested in the Discord. Because I don't want to get in trouble. But look, hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. Keep in mind that on Thursday night, we have Mickey 17 being released. Yeah, I'm going to go see it. And then I'm going to review it like the wind. Yeah, Bong Joon-ho, Robert Pattinson, you know I'm down. And then on Saturday night, we have a preview. An early preview of Novocaine that comes out next week, right? But I'm going to get to see it on Saturday. check your local listings if you're interested in seeing Novocaine. It is available to watch. They're doing preview screenings this Saturday. Apparently, it's getting really good reviews because they've been doing secret screenings. So there you go. Novocaine, if you're interested in that. But hey, y'all have a great one. Great one. Mickey 17 looks interesting. I'm excited. I want to see it with my face. Because I love Robert Pattinson. I think he's great. Ever since he was Cedric Diggory. Anyway, y'all have a great one. We'll see you next week, okay? Okay.